Gary, good morning. How's it going? I didn't see you yesterday. I was like, where's Gary? Um, how you feeling? Bearish, bullish? Bullish, bearish? I'm guessing bullish. I think you're feeling bullish. My bet is bull. I just caught the last 10 minutes. Well, I streamed twice yesterday. My second stream in the evening, I was just commentating on the breakout, but I'm going to go into Slerf, obviously, but I'm seeing a very bullish continuation pattern here in the CCI. Just as a matter of interest, you know. But I'll go over it when I start. Pissed off thinking I'm the only person that managed to lose money. Shit, you lost money. What did you do? The hardest thing about trading is over trading. Like the easiest thing is to overtrade. Sometimes it's best to just do nothing. Every time I overthink or overtrade, I mess up as well. So you're not the only person. You always doubt yourself, you know, should I sell? Is it going higher? How much should I hedge? Then you hedge and you see your hedge is steep, keeps on going up, and it's like, I understand. I get it. I've lost more money than you can possibly imagine. Oh God, you longed at 32. Shit. I hate that. It's happened to me too. uh, did you close as soon as you longed? Oh fuck. You got liquidated. That's not good. I'm sorry to hear that. That sucks. Those are sometimes the best lessons, the hardest ones. Sometimes it's a hard pill to swallow, but those lessons are sometimes hard. Yeah, you definitely. The problem is that it affects your psyche for the next few trades or however long. That's the hardest part about losing in a bad execution. Like, it's one thing to have bad analysis, but then execution, it just wrecks everything. You know, you can have the best analysis and the execution lets you down, and then it's horrible. We've all been there, yeah. Trust me, like, I'm there. I struggle with execution. Even yesterday, I messed up in execution. I didn't lose that much money, but I messed up in execution. All right, where's David? I'm waiting for him. He should be here soon. When David comes, we'll start. There's two ways to do it. You can either just trade, take profit, move to the next trade, or you can speculate. I guess a bit of what I do is speculate. Like, I'm speculating on higher prices. The Bitcoin trading that I do, I don't speculate. I just take the trade and I take my profit. So with altcoins, it's a little bit more speculative because the prices can move much more, and so you don't necessarily want to be out of the trade. You want to be as in the trade as long as possible. Okay, especially in a Bitcoin in a bull market. But the best traders in the world don't speculate. They take their profits. That's a fact. It's just that it's such a high level because it requires so much emotional strength and resilience. You've got to be unaffected by the way the price acts and just trust in your own analysis and your own trade plan. And that's a lifetime skill. You know, I'm definitely not there. If anything, I would say that I'm proficient. I'm not even, you know, I wouldn't call myself anything more than that. It's not easy. I know it's not easy. That's why I always, when it comes to investing, when people ask me, I just tell them to do it the easiest way, which I do still, no difference. And my strategy is just to pick a low market cap token like TRVL with a real business case, a real world use case. And then with TRVL, my strategy has always been pick a token which has a real world use case, real world application, which for me makes a lot of sense and which hasn't run before, and just scale in, just literally dollar cost averaging. Don't even care about the price. The aim of the game in this kind of token is accumulation, no leveraging, nothing. Because when you're investing in a small market cap coin, you're basically leveraging Bitcoin, basically. So without leveraging, you're leveraging, because if you're in a small like for example, for this token to return to the all-time high, is you're looking at like 26.7x or so. I mean, that's basically it's like you're leveraging Bitcoin 27x in a sense, because Bitcoin is at the all-time high. This is not at the all-time high, and that's the safest. I think that's the safest plan for most people, like 99.999%. Just dollar cost averaging. Don't even think about the price. Just focus on your bag quantity. Most people will be safe if they do that. Most people get burnt when they leverage. Most people don't use leverage correctly, which is fine, because in a bull market you'll use leverage to increase your try and make more money. That's not the intended use of leverage. And most people will lose their money leveraging, and most of the times they lose money because they'll over leverage and they'll end up selling or buying whatever at a loss. It's usually what happens. And so most people will make a lot of money on their spot on altcoins, and they'll lose it on leverage on other coins. And so as time passes, the more you make, the more confident you become, and yet at the end you end up losing more money. Yeah, so they feed each other. The more money you make, the more that will feed your greed, which is where you should. I think it's very important that people probably don't leverage, but I mean, I'm leveraging and I'm okay with that, as long as you have a validation you're not taking a loss. And so the danger of leverage is that you allow your leverage to go to negative even when you have a winning trade. That's what most people do. They make a mistake. That rather than just allow their trade to be stopped out, they allow their leverage trade to go negative. That's the biggest danger. Yeah, it's not easy, honestly. I think when it comes to something like Slerf, yeah, I think you should leverage, but very lightly leveraged. Yeah, and so that's the other problem. So what does lightly leverage mean? It means if you have a 10k Slerf position investment, then you'll only maximum your leverage is up to about 3x maximum. And so effectively that means that if you have a 10k investment, let's say at the current price, and you have a 3x leverage wherever you think it's fine, let's say it's fine now, so you can afford for the price to go all the way down to 10 cents, basically. Goes all the way down here. I think it's very unlikely to go to 10 cents all the way down to here before you lose your investment. I think that's very unlikely. It's kind of like Bitcoin going back down to 15k. It's very unlikely. So most people who leverage make make money, make value on very low leverage, and it's usually cross margin as well. So they're using other assets to keep their liquidation point low. So they're not really stressed out. The problem is when you're highly leveraging and then you end up having a really tight invalidation. So obviously I'm highly leveraging. My invalidation is, I've got a stop loss above my position now, so it doesn't matter. So even if I get stopped out, I won't lose money. But my liquidation point is probably somewhere like here, somewhere like there, probably. All right, Jay, good morning. Well, the BTC pullback was, I was hoping, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know. It's Bitcoin, huh? Yeah, when it goes down, it goes down, and when it goes up, it goes up. And this is the thing, Bitcoin, crypto always goes further than everyone expects. It's just the way crypto works. And now people are wondering, should I buy? Should I sell? Yesterday I got invalidated on my hedge. I had to buy back in. I took 50% profit anyway. I hedged the other 50% and I got invalidated. I had to buy back in. I took a loss because I was expecting lower. Yeah, I was expecting this. Didn't happen. As soon as it started going up, I had to close my position because it was a little bit of a reaction, but it was poor. I'm going to explain the price action from yesterday. Let me just hide everything and I'll bring it back up. So I did a late night stream yesterday evening. It was really easy to make money yesterday evening, by the way. I don't know if you guys are aware. That's why I came on, because it's very easy to make money yesterday. Like sometimes in the markets you can make money so easily. You almost don't need a stop loss. You just need to just ape in. Last night was one of those moments. You could have just 100x leveraged whatever and you would have been fine. Yeah, it's not often that happens, and obviously when that happens I'm going to jump on the stream, and if people are willing to take a little bit of a gamble, then it can be quite profitable. So in my morning stream yesterday, I was explaining that this weekly candle was extremely bullish, and you know, I mean, I'm not making it up when I say some things. You know, if that's a bullish candle, it's a bullish candle. It's an extremely bullish candle. And what I did in the price action yesterday is I compared that candle to, in this bull market, in this bull move, I compared this candle to all the times that we've had this kind of candle, and every single time we've had a bullish engulfing candle, the price has gone up. Now, I didn't know the price would be so explosive. No one can predict that, but you see, this is a bullish engulfing, this is a bullish engulfing. In every circumstance, you have a weekly bullish engulfing. The price goes up. Now, this is a bullish engulfing, but it doesn't explode, but it still goes up. So my idea was that the price is going to go up. Yeah, like I wasn't thinking we're going down after I saw that candle. I was thinking up. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was the 6th bullish engulfing candle that we've had in this up move, and every single time the price has gone up. There's only one time that the price has gone down, actually, just looking at it now. It's here. You see that's a bullish engulfing candle. So you see the price has gone down there. Okay, so it's not 100% record. Nothing is 100% in crypto. Yeah, this is a bullish engulfing. You see it's not 100%. But context is really important. So you can't just look at candles and go, oh, there's bullish engulfing, I'm going to ape him. Yeah. Context is really important. You have to be, you can't just be tunnel vision when it comes to charting and analysis. You have to look at everything. Yeah. And the context here, what was the context? It was this candle, liquidity grab from the lows, failed auction of the lows, number one. You've got a V-shaped recovery, which has been back tested, effectively an Adam and Eve pattern. I called that pattern. Yeah, Adam and Eve pattern back test. You have a pattern. Yeah, like a bullish reversal pattern. So context is really important. Yeah, so you've got to kind of create a case for your ideas. You know, it isn't just, oh, I saw a candle, I'm going to ape in. You add that to the liquidity. You add that to this. Yeah. What else can you add to your idea of up? Back in the value area, that's bullish. You know, I've said that many times. We get back into the value area, you can buy. Let me just pull it up again. Yeah, get back into the value area. You lost it a little bit here, got back in. It was a buy. Yeah, that's a buy. You know, it's not really rocket science. Why is that a buy? Because you have an invalidation. Yeah, because if the price goes like that, you know you're wrong, and therefore it becomes easy to buy. Yeah, especially when the price is coming above the market structure. There's a lot of sort of opportunities for the price to go up and for people to buy. There was lots and lots of opportunities. I think the problem is most of the time when you have such a destructive down move, I don't think this was destructive, but for a lot of people maybe this is quite destructive. Maybe a lot of people got liquidated. Maybe people were just buy. That's the problem, because the narrative for the bull market is buy the dip, you know. I'm buying the dip, I'm buying the dip, I'm buying the dip, I'm buying the dip, and I'm still losing money. And so it causes psychological dilemmas for people when they feel like they're buying every dip, they feel like they're underwater, they're all in, and now they're leveraging and they're still going down. And then finally, for whatever reason, they get liquidated and the price starts going up. And because of the emotional trauma that they've just experienced, they don't jump back in. Yeah, they don't get back in. They just think because they've had this bad experience that this is going to continue. And they might even short. They might even go, okay, look, it's turning, it's going down now. Good place to short. Yeah. Finally, they shorted, and then the price goes up. So it's very normal, you know, for people to not continue trading after they've taken losses. And usually the reason why people stop trading when they take losses is because they've taken too much loss, and so basically they've overexposed themselves. A loss shouldn't prevent you from trading. If a loss does, it means you've overexposed yourself, because the loss shouldn't have that much meaning to your trading capabilities or strategies or your trading style. Otherwise you can't trade, because the number one rule is that you're going to lose. Yeah, like traders have to come to terms with that, have to accept that fact before they trade. Like, you're not going to get 100% traders. Like, that's the reality. You're never going to get 100%. Like, every trader understands that actuality, that fact. You just can't. It's impossible. I've tried. I've actually spent months trying to find the 100% trade. Yeah, I've literally with David. He's not here yet, but he can vouch for me. I've been looking at the 1 minute time frame. I've been looking for the perfect entry, because I was thinking to myself, if I can find the 100% trade, the trade that always works, then every time that trade appears, I get the signal, I can just 100x a small account and keep on 100xing it and compounding that 100x, and it will just be like printing money. I just have to wait for that signal. I spent months trying to find that perfect entry using all of the knowledge that I have, and I still haven't been able to find it. I'm still looking, like, not very passively. I'm still looking for that perfect entry which always works, and I still haven't found it. So the reality is you have to come to terms with the fact that you will lose trades, and then the only way to manage that is risk management, and that includes position sizing, and that also includes having good invalidations, really, and also taking profit. Basically, once you get those three together, you can become a really good trader. You don't actually need big moves to become a profitable trader. If you have those three things, you have good position sizing, invalidations, and take profits. When you get those three together, and then it's the only thing you need then is just to be able to have a little bit of knowledge to be able to make trade plans. Yeah, and that's it. And I'm basically giving people trade plans. They're not always going to work, but some of them do. And that's how you manage that. You manage that with risk, with position sizing. So if I give the trade plan, if it's a 50-50, let's say hypothetically it's a 50-50, then you only really need to make more than 50% in your take profit to be a profitable trader. And the difference will be the amount that you make on above the 50%. And then that's when that's really where people make money, because they record their trades and then they look at it in a very statistical way. Most traders are a bit like that. I just think it's easier to dollar cost average in because I want a stress-free life. That's what I think. In the bull market, dollar cost average in, keep on doing it, buy the dips, and just wait for alt season. Like literally, that's probably the easiest strategy I think available to most people, stress-free. But I don't think it's a bad idea to learn how to trade, because it will just help you with the entries and with the exits. Okay, so looking at Bitcoin, let me just do some quick updates on the volume. Value area, no difference here. We're back above the point of control. That's good. We're past the value area high. That's good. Have we back tested the value area high? Yeah, with 1 hour candle. I would like to see another back test, but okay. Sometimes you just have to take it as it comes. We are into a monthly level, just in case people weren't aware. You see that? That's a monthly level there. We've already tapped it once. These monthly levels take a little bit of time to play out. So I wouldn't expect it to suddenly become not resistance. Yeah, I wouldn't expect it to suddenly not be resistance. Yeah, you see where the price has stopped? Yeah, you see that? It's really, you know, when you have these levels and you see the price is reacting, it's because they are actual levels of resistance until they're flipped into support. I took profit there, and that's a good place to take profit. That was a good place to take profit. I actually hedged here because I thought possibly we would go up and get a reaction, and it didn't happen. It didn't happen. So I hedged. I went up, it came back down. I closed my hedge. I tried it again, and I got stopped out. And as it went up, I just took profit, and I used the profit that I took to pay for the loss that I made on the hedge plus profit. So it didn't work out badly, but it just meant that I wasn't intending to take profit. I was just going to hedge, and instead I did. David, welcome. So the interesting thing about the move up yesterday was that, and I'm going to just show you in the, and this is what I was telling David yesterday, and it's good to remember this for the future. David fell asleep. Oh wow, I didn't even realize, but there's bearish CVD. Okay, I'll have to look at that in a second. That's really bearish CVD at the moment. We have to pay attention to that. You can't ignore that. Let me just go over the move yesterday just quickly. So I'm looking at the 5-minute time frame, and effectively what I was expecting was, so you have these single prints, which is like zero volume areas where the price has moved through it with zero volume. And I've been saying that once you get acceptance into the single prints, they fill. Yeah, they fill very, very quickly. And so naturally, even though typically I would say that you need at least 2 30-minute candles for acceptance. Some people might hesitate from entering because, you know, by the time you get 2 30-minute candles, look where we are. We're already there. We've already moved away from the beginning of the single prints by 1.1%. Some people might hesitate to enter, but the logic behind the idea is that it doesn't really matter, because once you get acceptance into the single prints fill. They fill. Yeah, so the price just goes all the way to the other end effectively. And I did think that the top part of the single prints would probably fill. And then when I look at the order flow on Exo charts, I'll show you now what happened. So we started to get so it started with this liquidation bubble. You see that liquidation bubble? So usually liquidation bubbles indicate reversals because you get people who get liquidated. So that's a market buy, and it's quite a lot of it's quite a big buy, and the price doesn't go up, it kind of reverses. But what you get after that, when you look at the, because we're in the single prints now, this is in the single prints, right? So we've cleared the previous highs, now we're in the single prints. You get a liquidation, so naturally you would expect us to go down, yeah? But what actually happens, it's quite interesting, and this is something that we should pay attention to, and I do, and it's good to just remember. Do you see here, you got a 1.9 increase in open interest. That came after the liquidation. That's the liquidation here. Here you got 1.2 million, 1.3 million. This is all longs, market long. So people are market longing. This is a 1.9 million increase. And if you look at this candle, this is all buy orders, and there's the imbalances. So there's no selling. It's just buying. Yeah, 1.6 million, 2.9 6 million. These are just all buys, buys, all market buys with increasing OI. That means people are leveraging and they're buying at market. So that's extremely bullish price action. Like, you can't get more bullish than that. When people are buying at market with an increase in OI, they're pushing the price up. They want the price to go up. Yeah, they don't care. They don't care about their price, the average price. They just want to fill as quickly as possible, as much as they can. This is quite an interesting candle, because here, look at what you have. A 10 million increase in open interest. Okay. And you can see the dominant size of that order was a long plus 7.3 million. Okay, you see that? So there's a lot of buying in that candle, and it's all on open interest. There's a 2.6 there, there's a 3.6 there, and there's a 2.5 there, there's a 1.6. That's a big long. That's a massive long. If you think that someone has market longed after a liquidation bubble in the single prints, what actually happens when you're looking at the price, you see that big candle there. The price doesn't actually fall underneath that candle. You see that? You see these big imbalances, 1.6 million. 2.6 million. You see the price actually doesn't come underneath those imbalances. So in a sense, you can look at this and when you analyze this, you can go, well, actually what's happening is that all the imbalances is now acting as support. That's exactly what's happening. Yeah, you see the order imbalances there, these black and green or fields, they're now offering support. Okay, and the rest is basically history. You can see some people are shorting, some people are longing. And then here you have another big long. Look at this one. Plus 4.1 million long. It's an increase in OI of 5.5 in that candle. So there's some shorting as well. You see the imbalances. So there's no selling. It's just buying. There's no selling. It's just buying. 3.3 million, 1.1. So you're getting lots of market buying here. This is extremely bullish price action. If you ever see this, and you probably won't unless you have Exo charts, you could just long, you can just ape in. Yeah, you could just long. Don't even think about it. Yeah. And the key is invalidations. Where would you be invalidated? So most people will look at the technical charts and have like lines and stuff like that. But when you're looking at the order flow, something like this could be your invalidation. Just a simple candle like that. You don't actually, when you get a big order like that or this, you don't now want the price to come back underneath that, because all of a sudden these people who are market long are going to be trapped. You don't want these people to become trapped. And so effectively that becomes your invalidation, because you don't want now the price to come back underneath all of these traders. They become trap traders. Guess what happens? They close at market and the price comes right back down. So as long as you see this and you see the price holding above this big order candle, and it's above a liquidation bubble too, so it's extremely bullish. That's very unusual for the price to go up after a liquidation. You know exactly, in the context of what we're talking about, you know exactly what's happening. People are longing to fill the fingerprints. And then what we see is shorts closing. You see, the shorts were really resilient until they finally gave up. And so here you see a drop of -13 in OI. And you see basically in that candle, you got shorts closing. That's why the price is going up. Again, -14 million decrease in OI. Shorts are closing. Yeah. That's the dominant order price. Comes all the way back down to liquidate some longs. You see that? That was a long liquidation bubble. So some late longs here had tight invalidations and they got liquidated. Again, that's a reversal sign. Why? Because again, you have the same idea. You have market selling and the price actually holds. You see how it holds above this crop of candles here? So it doesn't actually end up filling this big push up. And now the rest is just shorts closing. The rest of the move was mostly shorts closing. So the move here was initiated by leverage longs, market longing. You can see how the price is going up, the OI is going up, and you can see the rest of the move was OI going down. So effectively this was a massive short squeeze. Yeah, it was a short squeeze until finally a bunch of shorts got liquidated. You see that liquidation bubble right at the top? Yeah, so the shorts were quite resilient in their attempt to hold, hoping that the price would go down, but actually they got destroyed. They got completely wrecked. And that it was the short squeeze that pushed us above my level of interest. And I guess people, when they're like closing their positions, they're not too worried about levels. They just want to close and stop taking a loss, because obviously you don't know how far it's going to go. That's kind of the price action from yesterday. That's what we're experiencing right now. Looking at the current price action in the current range, we've obviously had a liquidation at the highs there. That's often a sign of reversal when you get a big liquidation bubble, which is what we're experiencing. And here what you can see now clearly is that we're building bearish divergences. So do you see how the CVD is going up? We haven't seen this in a while, but this is very bearish. You've got the CVD going up, that's market buying. Yeah, and you see the price is making lower highs, higher highs on CVD. That's bearish. That doesn't mean we're going down. It just means exactly what I said. Like here, for example, look at this. I'm going to show you right now. This is the current price action. So right now you have a long that's entered in this candle. It's an increase in OI of $2.3 million. That's plus 1 million longs, new longs in that candle. So there's more longs there. And look at the CVD. The CVD is going up, 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 and yet the price is lower. See that? It's a lower high, higher high on the CVD. That means from this high to this high that's been put in here, this little pivot to this pivot, the price, the high is lower, but the CVD is higher. So in this mini range, a lot of market longs are being absorbed by limit shorts. And so what you have to understand is that if someone wants to build a position, they're not going to be marketing in, they're going to be limiting in, they're going to be putting limit orders to build a position, mainly because of the transaction, the fees. Yeah, when you're placing market orders, you have to pay significantly higher fees. And so if you're a bigger player, a bigger entity in the market, you're trying to limit in so that you can avoid those fees. And what they do is they'll build a position. Yeah, they'll build a position. And the way you see how whales are building positions is exactly like this. You can see that the market orders are being absorbed because whales are absorbing the price with limit sales. Yeah. Now, most of the time CVD at the local time frame like this, what we're seeing, will play out correctly. Occasionally, it can be leading. Okay. And the way you'll know it's leading is before it's too late. You'll always know too late if this is leading. And what I mean by that is that if the market buying continues now, and this high here makes a higher high here, higher than this pivot here, because that's the reference point, then this idea of this bearish CVD is invalidated, because the idea is only intact as long as it's a lower high and it's a higher high on the CVD. So as long as that's so occasionally you will be invalidated, that would be an invalidation. But even still, looking at the overall price range, is very clear that we're seeing crazy bearish CVD. Look at this big buy up. This is market buying, and we could barely even make this massive absorption here. Yeah. So if this wasn't divergent, the price should be right back up at the all-time high now. So someone is trying to buy to push the price up, and someone is preventing the price from going up. That's what's happening right now. And it could be that someone doesn't want the all-time high to be taken. It could be a market maker. You don't know who it is. No one really knows. But you can clearly see that someone with a large account is absorbing the price, like big time. And this is bearish. Why? Because you have a lot of longs building up in this range. And if the price now suddenly drops for whatever reason, then they're going to have to close at market, and it's going to pull the price right back down and probably fill this gap all the way back down to some previous levels to test lower levels. Okay, so that's kind of where we're at now. I think this is quite bearish. I just want you to be aware of this. This is really bearish what we're experiencing now. And then David was saying it's over or under the VWAP. We're under the VWAP. Let me just refresh my chart because the VWAP is bugged. Where is the VWAP? There it is. So we're just trying to get over the VWAP. Generally speaking, I would say that if the price is under the VWAP short, or the price is over the VWAP long. But looking at this bearish divergence, I'm thinking short, obviously. I'm thinking probably short. But let me just analyze the rest of the charts. I'm actually now looking at this, my bias is short. Just be aware that this can be invalidated. So if the price now goes all the way up and makes a higher high, then this bearish CVD is absolutely invalidated. Yeah, it still exists. There's still divergence, but that whole idea is invalidated. And the reason why is because you put in a higher high, this is a higher high, and it is possible that anyone who is short, they could market close as well. You have to be aware of that. So if the shorts get invalidated, they could market close, and that could pull the price up. So that's why I'm saying it could be leading, but we just don't know. You just don't know until it happens. Yeah, most of the time it plays out correctly, but you know, I think you would seeing something like this, even if you don't want to short, you definitely wouldn't long. Yeah, you would never long when you see bearish CVD. It wouldn't make sense, because if you long, you're getting absorbed. You're getting absorbed into market selling, into limit selling. All right, that's EXO charts. I've gone over the price action from yesterday. I hope that helps. It's good to go over it because it helps me. So I've just updated the volume, no changes to the volume. These single prints are all clear now. I'm probably going to have to update them because we probably created single prints on the way up. So let me just do that. And I think you guys are starting to see how important single prints are and how the price actually moves when single prints do get filled. Yeah, that's how often the best trades are filling the single prints. You could just do that really. So let's just have a look. Do we have any single prints from yesterday? It looks like it. Look at that. You see the price came into it, couldn't get in. And then actually, let me just have a look at this chart. Might be easier to see. Yeah. Buying tail. Selling tail. Single prints. There you go. That's the one really. So let me just write it down now. Single prints. So you want to, in the future, these single prints will probably fill. They usually do. That's the single prints from that chart. Selling tail, buying tail. Let's go back to the session. Looks like we've had a rejection from the London point of control, David. If you lose the VWAP, definitely short. Definitely short on that if we lose the VWAP. There's some single prints here as well. So we have some lower down which I've marked. And these are the closest ones. Are they filled? Not yet. We have a little bit here. So 705.9 705 90 2708. Mark those down. Let me just mark down these single prints. It's always good to do that. So you have them on your charts. $705.90. $708.30. $675.01. So that's much lower down. Yeah. And 68923. Okay. So now that we have these new single prints and we've kind of cleared the other ones, that kind of gives us a little bit of a help because we know where there's support right now. You see we're sitting on these single prints, so at the moment there's a little gap and it's offering us a little bit of support. And if we do head down, then I think this gap will definitely offer us support. So it's just something to bear in mind. You've got these gaps which can offer support, and if they don't offer support, then they will be filled, and they'll be filled quite quickly. So just looking at the overall range, we're into a daily and a monthly level. They're offering. I don't see us going through this area, honestly. I can't predict it. I can't tell what's going to happen, but I just don't see it because you've got a monthly and a daily level at the same place. And this is what some people don't realize, is that there is still a fib level here. It's the 886, I think. Let me just hide those single prints now quickly. Let me just see what it is. Yeah, 886. Look, we're into the 886 now. Had a reaction. Had quite a big reaction here. Now we're seeing bearish divergence. The other thing that possibly could be going on here is that some sort of trend line. Whereabouts are we? So we're in and around it yet. So we haven't, yeah, it hasn't really reacted with much respect. You see where we are? So no, it's a tricky one. That trend line's tricky because it's not being respected. It's a hard one. You'd expect a little bit of some kind of respect, and there's been no respect, and it may become relevant in the future, but it's not relevant right now. If we do get a drop, we may come up to continue like that, and going up would be totally different, because you wouldn't bother with that trend line. To go up, you want to kind of, you know, you want to reflect those levels into support. Yeah, so we're kind of in a really difficult place actually at the moment. It looks like it. It's hard because we're seeing bearish CVD, and that's definitely making me think a little bit about what I'm about to see. Okay, let's do this differently. Let me just do this differently. Yeah, we're past that. Past all of that. Okay, let's just get rid of that now. What's that? Get rid of that. MPOX, we've cleared those MPOX. Cleared that one. It's basically, there's thought, we're into it, but just get rid of it now. Just hide that for now. I mean, I think I think this is extremely bullish, guys. Like, I don't want to like alarm people. I know I'm seeing bearish CVD, but we've basically almost cleared all of the trap liquidity in this range. Yeah, look how long we've been in this range now, and I'm just kind of thinking out loud, so just bear with me. I'm not presenting, I'm just kind of talking to myself but out loud, and you guys are listening. We've been in this range now since we entered this range at the end of February. Okay, and from the end of February, so basically the beginning of March, through to the end of May almost, we've been in this range, and there was a large amount of liquidity that's been trapped here. A lot of trapped liquidity, and you would expect that if people are trapped, that as soon as the price comes into their break-even point, or even with a smaller profit, that they would sell. And as the price comes up, you would expect sell pressure. And I think we did get a little bit of sell pressure, because as the price came up here, you see that was a sell. But then this time we didn't get that kind of the same pressure. We didn't get the same pressure. We got a little bit of pressure here, but we didn't really get sell pressure here coming up to this area for the second time. Okay, so effectively you could argue that all of the liquidity up to this area was already unreleased. It was no longer trapped, or people were not looking to sell because you'd already cleared that area. We've come up to this higher area really quickly, and effectively we're giving everyone who's trapped in this higher range. So if someone had entered at 71,600, 300 back at the beginning of March, and they've been underwater now for all of this period of time, we've basically given like down 14% on their investment. We gave it basically giving these people an opportunity to sell that. But I don't know if I expected the price to expand up so quickly. Yeah, so in my mind I was just thinking to myself, if people are trapped, then they would just set orders and the price would be absorbed, and it didn't. We just kind of had this kind of snap up. So I just get this kind of vibe that we're not seeing people necessarily sell so much. And that's what usually happens. Like the price comes into the highs, people aren't bearish anymore, they're bullish. Yeah, so they'll sell at the lows, and at the highs they'll start buying, or they won't sell. And I think the way we've come up has been quite impulsive, so I don't know if I expected that kind of impulse. I did think that this trap liquidity would offer more of a resistance. We've had the breakout of this inverse head and shoulders. We've had this Adam and Eve pattern. How far away are we from going higher? 2.5 to 4%. We're only on Tuesday, huh? Look at the monthly candle. We've basically reversed the previous month. All of that month, look how bearish that was. And we've basically reversed it within the space of the first 3 weeks. I think whatever happens, this month's candle is going to be a bullish candle. Yeah. The question is, do we get a pullback now? Or do we actually just plow through the highs and just keep on going? It's going to be really bullish here if we suddenly continue going. This whole thing's going to be really bullish. That 2-week candle is showing a reversal pattern here. Look, down and up. Even if we get a wick down, it will still be a reversal. This whole thing. We might range, but this is quite a strong reversal pattern. Let me have a look at these other candles. That 3-month candle. I think we're going up. Looks like it to me. Looks like we're going up. See, that's come all the way back down there. Capture liquidity on the 3-month candle. Even if we go up and come back down, you'd expect this to continue. You wouldn't expect this to just end here. So the question is, what happens next? This is the 2-month candle. Look at that. At the very least, you want to see how the price reacts at the top to see if you clear that, if there's a reaction from the top, or if you have more of a squeeze. And this is what I'm wondering. I'm wondering if there's people still sitting in big shorts and they haven't closed their positions yet. And now I'm just thinking to myself, what if they haven't closed? How are they going to close without moving the price? We're already at the highs now, and people are going to be looking to close their positions as the price comes down and find support. So I think what needs to happen is that this value area high probably needs to be tested, right? Probably. And so I wouldn't be surprised if we go down to there. Not the point of control. I think it'd be very weird to go all the way back to the point of control now that we've cleared the value area high. I think now coming back into the value area high is going to be a little bit of weakness. And we don't necessarily want to see weakness now. We want to see continued strength. So I think probably the value area high is going to be the short-term line in the sand. I don't expect the price to go up right now. Probably because because of the bearish divergence, that it doesn't really make sense the price to go up. You almost want to see the price to go down first. And I think this area is going to be a really good area for the price to try to find support. All right. Let me just see, like here there's some kind of trend line as well. It's not very, something going on here. When would that be? No, it's too far down. Let me just have a look at these Elliott waves as well. For some reason I had my A peaking there. Huh? Like, what the hell? Why did I do that? Kind of. It's not very easy, guys. I'm not wait, I'm not trying to take long, but I'm just thinking. If that was our wave one here, and then we had ABC, ABC, ABC. Is this our wave three? David, any thoughts? That's gonna, I mean, definitely the value area high is going to offer some kind of support because you have it lined up at the 236 from this pivot, from this nearest pivot to this high here, this one here. So there'll be some kind of support, and I think that's going to be the next question. The question is, what happens next? Does that offer support, or do we fall back into the value area? David's not here. I wonder why I came up with that A pivot where we hit the high. I'm just curious as how I figured that one out. Just figure this out. A. Very unusual correction. If this is the correction, very unusual, because this has been quite impulsive, and I think it's been more impulsive than I expected. Yeah. So now that it's been a little bit more impulsive, I am thinking of maybe we are in an impulsive move. Yeah. And we're no longer correcting, we're impulsing. That's what I'm thinking right now. And so based on that idea, I just want to kind of analyze this. No news. Hi, Odinball, no news. I do think that the correction ended here. Yeah, so I think that was the correction over. So I did tell people that this is the time that you should buy, basically on fib time, that bulls and bears are buying. Yeah. And so that's when I went long, and you know, look, the price is already up 13%. So my analysis on fib time here and this coming to end on time was pretty much on point. And then the question next is, are we still correcting, or have we stopped the impulse? Okay, so just for the, I'm just going to entertain the idea that we're impulsing now. Okay, I just want to kind of entertain that. Let me just hide some of this stuff because it's in the way a little bit. Let's get rid of some of this stuff. Get rid of, I'll keep that. None of that's important. That was your extension. Okay. So let's just say hypothetically the correction is over, right? We've completed our correction. This is our correction. The impulse begins from this pivot here. And so based on that idea, we have a fib, trend-based fib extension. And let me just get rid of this fib time now as well, because that's not irrelevant. Get rid of these volume levels so it's less, a little bit less messy here. Let's just focus on this. So we have 2 to the 3. Let's just say for the sake of argument 4 is over. And it ended here on fib time, right there. Okay, that's kind of what I'm saying. And now we're in our impulsive move to the upside, okay? Because we've had a little bit of impulsive move, and that's why I'm entertaining this impulsive idea. And so naturally in an impulsive move, you're looking for 5 waves. I think it's been more impulsive than I expected, and that's why I'm entertaining this idea, okay? Now the question is this: does the impulse begin with this impulse, or does it begin with this impulse? You know, that's the question. There's always, you always have to ask yourself these questions, because it's not always straightforward. Where did the impulse begin? Because that affects our count. Let me see what that's Monday. This is Tuesday. I was kind of expecting Tuesday. In this impulse, I can't see any waves either. So I'm going to ignore this one. This is almost like, yeah, I'm just going to focus on this one. Let's just say that's where it begins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right up to there. That's your first wave. Let me just try and work this out. Let's just say that's your first wave to there. A, B, C. Is that an ABC? Or is it more like this? Is it more like this? ABC, A, Is it like that? Do we have like lots of little ABCs? Like that? Maybe for the next move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'll be wave 3. Okay, let me just figure this out. One, 2, 3, no. So 1 to 1 there. If potentially this one comes here, so it starts there. Let's just see if this one. Let's just see how that looks like. A, whatever, B, C. Maybe like an extended flat there to there. It's basically a 1 to 1. See that? That's a little bit better. It's 1 to 1. 1 ABC, 2, 3, ABC, 4, 5. That's your 5. That's complete. That's your wave 1, extended flat. Wave 3, zigzag. Let's have a zigzag. Let's bring the zigzag back down to our value area high. That's perfect, huh? Look at that. Value area high. What's that line there? What's that one? Okay, I did that from before. Let's get rid of that. Okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. A corrective move here. And then let's go up. This is what I want to see if we get this. Okay. So technically, if the one ends here, then this 4 can't come underneath the point of control, right? Technically that would be correct. And then technically you can have your 5. Yeah. This would be more bullish, just back into the value area high for this to go up to probably just the all-time high. Yeah, probably past it. You probably want to go past it. Okay, that would be more bullish. And is that possible? It's hard because the 3 is not meant to be shorter than the 1, but technically it could be, huh? I'm just depending on where this begins. Let's say it starts there, and let's say this, I don't know exactly where this ends. There. So that one. It's not hitting my 1-to-1. Actually, it was before. What did I do? Why is that correct and it's not anymore? Oh yeah, because I'm using the 30-minute time. Right, that's probably why. Just bear with me, guys. I'm just just thinking about this. Sorry. If anyone has any ideas, feel free to share. One. Unless that's the one. Let me see if that's the one. Yeah. No. Prefer that. I'm not familiar with the wave system you're using. It's just Elliott waves, sir. I'm just using Elliott waves. I'm actually thinking it's to the end of that candle. These were just nothing. And then the correction just begins there. Have some kind of extended flat here, down to here. I like that because the ratio here is good. It's like 618. And it makes that a 1-to-1 almost. Yeah. I kind of like this kind of what I've done here. 0 to the 1. An extended flat here. All right. Where the impulse begins. So basically you want to count the impulsive waves. Yeah. So that's an impulse. This is the impulse, right? I see that this wave 3 is slightly smaller than the wave 1 just by a fraction, like a really tiny fraction. Technically, that means the wave 5 can't be bigger, technically. Yeah. So the wave 5 here can't be bigger than the wave 3. Technically, that's what that means, right? I can't make this wave 3 bigger than the 1. So therefore, I'm assuming that this next wave 5 is going to be smaller, right? If I've done it right, if there's going to be a wave 5, of course, just bear in mind, we could also be in an ABC correction still. Yeah. The only reason why I'm contemplating this now is because I've seen 2 impulsive moves. Yeah. And this one, I wasn't expecting it to be so impulsive. This one, you see, we've had 2 impulsive moves. So I'm in my mind, I'm thinking maybe we have another impulse. This was an extended flat. So I'm thinking that we're going to have some kind of zigzag now. The zigzag correction could take us further down. And I think the lowest that I would expect to zigzag would be down to the point of control. That would make perfect sense to come all the way down to the point of control. To get to the point of control, you have to lose the value area high. So my first zig is the value area high. And then we have to see what happens. You might get that, and you might get this. Yeah, you might get something like that. That would be a zigzag as far as possible. Doesn't have to get to the point of control. It would be very bearish. That would look very bearish. That's kind of what you want. You want a lower high here. So for this idea to be correct, you'd want a lower high here. Not a higher high, because you don't want to clear the liquidity from these highs. You want people to still remain bearish. And you'd also be looking for a correction to come back down to here to fill these gaps. And maybe we go down to the value area high, go up, and then come back down, back to the point. Exactly what I was imagining. And if that happens, then we can have our impulse. I don't know if I would expect the impulse to be bigger than the one. So obviously if this is deep, then you're not going to get to the all-time high either. Okay. The all-time high is a shade above that level. So we'd have to see how this corrects. That would be the end of wave one. And so I'm just breaking this down into one wave. That will be wave one. Then you'd have a corrective wave if we get up there. And then we'd be looking for a big wave three. Okay. If this is now the final wave of this wave three, I would say that this is the wave one. And right now we've completed the wave three of one and it's the last wave of the three. Yeah, so it's the wave five. I don't know if that made sense, but basically what I'm saying is we still have one more wave on wave three. And if we're in it now, then we've just completed the three. Okay. That's kind of what I'm imagining. So I am thinking we are going to have a little bit of a correction here. Okay, whatever happens, I think we're going to correct. I don't think we're going to just go up. It doesn't really make any sense. Okay. Let me see where the price is now with respect to the VWAP. We're underneath it again. I think it's not looking bullish. So I think that the order flow is correct, David. This bearish imbalance is definitely correct. That's what I think. Look. Odin Bale. From the way I analyze, that's about what I'm seeing. Bullish overall, daily bearish. Okay, that's good to hear. So what does that mean for our current day? Well, hourly is very bearish. So I think I'd like to see a pullback all the way to the value area high. That would be my first area of support. Okay, that's kind of what I'm imagining. Some kind of zigzag correction. Then we have to see how far this goes up. And then we have to see if the value area high holds, or if we lose the value area high, we go down to the point of control. That's going to be really quite bearish to go back into the value area high. But maybe we need to get bearish for the price to explode up. Okay. And that will be quite impulsive to the downside because you're just filling up all of these gaps. And then you could potentially impulse back up. Yeah, and that's kind of what we want to do. We want to create some kind of impulse back up. So I am feeling a little bit bearish right now, actually. And I'm just thinking what to do. Like, what would you do? You really want to look for shorts, probably here. It's hard to short into support, but that's what I'm seeing right now. I'm not seeing the price to continue up at the moment. The first area of support I think is going to be here at 69393. And let's see how the price reacts there. Where are my single prints? Basically fill the single prints. David? No. We couldn't go much lower. And so I think, so there's two ways to do this. You can either just start shorting or wait to lose the single prints and then aim for the value area high. If you lose the single prints, back test them, flip it into resistance and go all the way down. Okay. Oh, you already shorted. Maybe I should too. Oh, I'm shorting. I've got a short. The question I have is, what about Slerf? That's what I'm worried about. I'm thinking about Slerf right now, but I'm probably going to short. I actually, David, I took profit yesterday, by the way. I closed half my BTC position. I don't want to just short. I don't just like short, but we have lost the value area high. The VWAP, I mean. I'm just going to do it. Whatever. We'll see what happens. I've hedged my long, so I'm out. And then if I see a good entry, oh, 1 minute is about to have buy pressure. Okay, maybe I should close it. How'd you see that? Okay, I see what you're saying, but still bearish. Yeah. All right. I think right now, I think our idea yesterday was correct, David, this shorting, but it was just, again, it was a bit too early. But now that we're seeing bearish divergence on this range, let's fill this gap. Let's long here. Let's go to the value area high. Let's see if this zigzag plays out, right? So what I'm thinking is this: if we are seeing impulses, let's go down now. And then let's go down. Let's see if we can get to the point of control, right? Which is really what I wanted to begin with. I wanted us to go back down to point of control. This is obviously overextended. And then right now, yeah. So I've actually just hedged the rest of my long, and I've already taken profit on my short, on my long. And let's just see what happens, okay? I'm pretty relaxed about that. Let's have a look at, is that clear? So potentially we're looking to go back down to the value area high today. This right now is looking quite bearish, but something I wanted to share with you. Yeah, something I wanted to share with you guys as well, was something that I was seeing. Let me just kind of put this all into its own group. I'm going to call it wave 5. Let's just have that. Let's close the VWAP as well. And then let's hide our single prints. Let's get rid of all that. So when I was looking at and this is actually quite, I think this is quite good, but let me have a look. When I was looking at the CCI, I saw something that was quite bullish. Oh, okay. So look, the 3-day I think is quite bullish. Look, it's just crossing the 100 now. And so on the 3-day, you see we had a little bit of a trend line break. And look at this. Now, this is actually quite bullish. Last time it did that, it was here. Where was it? Sorry, that. And you see when it did that, look at this. After it broke, And as it was crossing, it was here. The price action was here. And after it went up, look how far it went. So I am seeing some similarities with this TLB, with this trend line break from before. So I am thinking possibly this is going to happen again. Okay, every time I've looked at this idea that this trend line break, look, we have moved up. Every single time you have this kind of trend line break, we have moved up. The difference now is that could it be at the still corrective, which would be like here? Yeah. Or is this the beginning of some kind of up move? Yeah, if we're here going up. Yeah, so there's some kind of interesting things happening. I think on a higher time frame, we're looking for higher. So I'm kind of keeping an eye on the CCI to give me some clues about that. I think that's quite interesting. Looking at the different time frames as well. It's hard to judge the weekly, to be honest with you. It's not easy because it's obviously come underneath this previous level. It's come actually above it and underneath it. So when you're looking at the CCI, you see that this is like a failed auction on the CCI. Lost the level, came back above it. Yeah. And so naturally with the CCI, you want to see this to go up. That would be like a ghost. No, it's like a head and shoulders. But even if you get like some kind of bearish divergence here on the CCI, like a lower high here, this could easily go up, you know, and to form some kind of bearish divergence. But it could definitely do that. Yeah. So that's something that I'm keeping an eye on. On every time frame when you look at it, look, you see here in the past, in the last bull market, see here the CCI on the monthly was going down and it still went up 4 months as the CCI was going down. You see that? So just because on the monthly we're turning, it doesn't mean the price isn't going to continue going up. It may go up. Okay, so I'm seeing quite a lot of interesting things on the CCI, which kind of give me really bullish vibes. I'm not seeing anything bearish on the medium to higher time frames, you know, not really. Maybe I'm not really focused on the lower time frame. The other thing that was interesting for me is obviously Slerf. And again, when you look at Slerf on the CCI, let me just hide all this analysis. Right. I'm seeing bullish continuation after we have some kind of trend line break here, like a little kind of ghost pattern. It's like a little bit of a ghost. Yeah. Trend line break. And then what I'm seeing on the CCI here is a bullish continuation, which is a zero line reject here. See that? We've broken up. So I'm seeing bullish reversal and bullish continuation on the CCI. And that's given me good vibes for continuation. The problem is this is the thing. Right now there's a lot of ETF, ETH ETF kind of hype, and that's having a positive impact on altcoins. Okay, so even though usually maybe Bitcoin would be driving the price, if and when, and this is it, no one really knows, but you see that's going to have a positive impact on altcoins, this price action on ETH. Yeah, this is obviously invalidated. See that? And that's the thing, you have an idea, but who cares? If you lose a level, you get bearish. If you reclaim a level, get bullish. You see how the price reclaimed the level, back tested the level. You see that? That's a swing failure. It's actually a failed auction, technically. Yeah, there's no reason to get bearish. If you reclaim a level, you reclaim it, that's actually bullish. You see, and after that bullish swing failure of the low, price expanded up. People say it's the news, It's not necessarily news. It could just be someone technically trading. Failed auction, back test, the 382. Of course you want to buy on support, yeah? And maybe a big player bought market on support. That's maybe what happened. And now everyone is bullish again, you know. This is a strange thing about people. They're not bullish when they're seeing the signs of bullishness. They're only bullish when they see the price pump. But I think this is having a really positive impact on the altcoin market. And so therefore, I'm just thinking to myself, how does that impact Bitcoin? Because I also saw the Bitcoin dominance drop. Okay, Bitcoin price went up, Bitcoin dominance dropped. That's quite unusual. And you see right now we're trying to get back into this value area as well. So Bitcoin dominance is looking weak, and ETH BTC is looking strong. And while ETH BTC continues to look strong, that's going to have a really positive impact on the altcoins. So just because Bitcoin might be looking a little bit weak, I'm not actually thinking the altcoins are going to be weak. I'm actually thinking potentially the altcoins are going to be strong. Yeah. And so yesterday we were looking at Bitcoin and we've seen Bitcoin drop, and we're seeing Slerf hold up a little bit. And that was largely due to ETH, or mainly due to ETH. And so I'd like to see, like, I'm not looking to mess about with my Slerf position just yet, even if Bitcoin drops, because as Bitcoin drops, which I'm expecting, I don't know 100%, but I'm expecting Bitcoin to pull back. I'm also kind of thinking to myself, well, maybe ETH is going to pump, and actually there's going to be a capital rotation from Bitcoin now into the rest of the market. So I'd like to see how that plays out. I think we might be in a really interesting period of time now where there's going to be a rotation of capital between BTC and ETH. And that's what's going to move the price. And so we have to keep an eye on that. Slerf has been leading for us on the most part. And even yesterday, Slerf was leading, like by a fraction of 30 minutes or so. But Slerf was leading yesterday. It was very easy to see Bitcoin go up because Slerf was looking really quite strong. If I kind of bring Slerf up and I bring Bitcoin up, I can kind of show you. I was doing this with David yesterday. We're kind of analyzing the Slerf move and the Bitcoin move, and we're kind of doing it in sync with each other. I did identify a triangle in my stream, and I said that this is going to determine the next move. Okay, and yesterday when I did that stream, I saw the price was coming down. You see how the price came down? This is a really poor triangle. Let me just improve it. So I came up with some ideas of what I wanted to see, yeah, or what could be expected. And what's interesting was that we put in a higher low here. So if you want to see continued weakness, you just have to break that lower part of the triangle. And actually, this was strength. You put in a higher low here. When you're comparing that to Bitcoin, yeah, I'll show you exactly when Slerf was putting in a higher low. You see that reverse, this strong reversal candle. So let me just delete this so you can see it. This strong reversal candle. Look at Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is only here. Look, Bitcoin hasn't even moved yet. Do you see that? So you see Bitcoin is only here. But on Slerf, look at that strong reversal, powerful candle. Higher low, strong reversal. Let me check the volume. Look at the volume. Look at that volume. Look at that. Really good volume. That's really powerful. So you see how Slerf was leading Bitcoin. This was before Bitcoin moved. Bitcoin moved 6% after this candle. Slerf put in this candle. Yeah. So this is really quite this is a bit of an indicator. And so we were looking at Slerf yesterday, David and I, and we saw that day that Slerf had put in a higher low, and David actually messaged me and he said Slerf looking strong. And guess what I did? Guess what we did? We long Bitcoin. We longed Bitcoin. Yeah. And so while maybe Slerf didn't get all of the love that it could have it warranted because it was leading, it only maxed out at about 8%. You see Bitcoin did about 6%. Yeah. So that for Bitcoin, that's a lot, 6%. And obviously for Slerf, that's not that much. So this idea of Slerf leading is actually true. And so the other thing that I'm seeing now with Slerf is you're seeing this a little bit of weakness here. And maybe we're going to see weakness in Bitcoin. That being said, Slerf is finding support on the back of this triangle. Okay, it kind of lost it for a little bit and now it's finding support, and I'm not sure how this is going to play out, because bullish continuation from here would be exactly what I'm suggesting. It would just be find support and go up, and obviously it would be quite bearish to lose support, get fall back into the triangle. Okay, so just got to bear that in mind. We don't really know how this is going to play out, and what I can also see is that Slerf came into some higher time frame levels. See that wash daily level, it just found resistance. I was hoping that Slerf would make a higher high here, and it didn't. By a fraction, it did not make a higher high. You see that? It by literally a fraction, it didn't make a higher high. And that would have been good to make a higher high. If that made a higher high there, that would be a 4-hour market structure confirmed bullish, and it hasn't done that yet. Okay, so we still have to take out this high. Yeah. And naturally, look, we've come into this daily level. We've found support. So I don't necessarily think this trend line is that paying, you know, the price isn't really reacting with the trend line. You can see the price is kind of, it is reacting, but it's kind of not. It's really more this daily level. So we are on support right now. And I think it would be quite bearish in the context of where we are now to lose this daily level and lose this trend line. I think that'd be really bearish. I don't think anyone wants to see that. I don't think the bulls want to see that. Okay. And if that was to happen, I wouldn't be surprised if we get a little bit of sell pressure back into that daily level. If we lose it. And if we do get a sell pressure, we're probably heading to the lows here. Probably looking to go down to that lower level. If that happens, then, you know, we got support levels, but we might find continuation. You got to be aware of that. So this whole concept of going up and then falling back down is extremely bearish. Yeah, when you break a triangle like this, you have to find support and then you have to continue. Yeah, that would be bullish continuation in the context here. Would be to find support and work your way up to make higher highs. Take out that high and take out that high. That's bullish continuation. This is a good place to buy, but just be aware that if you suddenly you fall back into this triangle, you fall back underneath this daily level, find a little bit of resistance, then you're probably gonna see some sell pressure. Okay, unfortunately, and if you do see some sell pressure, then it would fill this area quite quickly, and then we might this lower trend line might not hold. It might just head towards the next horizontal level. If you lose the triangle at the bottom, it's going to look really bearish, and then we might be actually heading towards this weekly level. I'm just preparing people for good and bad. Yeah, I'm not saying right now. I'm still thinking up. Why? Because we're holding the triangle, we're holding the daily level, we're still on top of support. Yeah, this is a pullback, and if BTC pulls back, it may happen that ETH pumps. If ETH pumps, the altcoins will go up. Okay, so I'm not pinning my hopes on Bitcoin right now. I think it's possible that we get capital rotation from Bitcoin into altcoins in the next few days leading up to the announcement of the ETH ETF, which will make altcoins pump and which could cause Bitcoin to pull back, get a rotation of capital from Bitcoin to ETH, and then that will kind of spread to the rest of the altcoin market. That's kind of what I'm expecting right now, at least to the announcement. Okay, so I'm not necessarily thinking down, I'm actually thinking up, but obviously the price dictates everything. If you just because I'm thinking up, if the price is going down, losing levels, losing break lines, then I'm not going to be thinking up anymore. I'll be thinking down. Okay, and so obviously all of this is not easy to just trade. The trade really, if you're looking at the trade yesterday, it was this swing failure, but it was not easy to take. Yeah, because it's swing failure, then it went back up and it came down and it came back up. Like, how many times people could have been invalidated with a swing failure, but actually that was the trade. That was the trade of yesterday. It's very difficult to trade that. So realistically, this is probably more of a take profit than an actual short opportunity. I don't mind the price action now. It's looking quite bullish, but obviously what I want to see as a bull is continuation. I don't want to see weakness, and that would be falling down. Is this following Bitcoin right now? Which is, you know, like, this is, it's tricky. You know, it looks like it. Is it following? Is it leading Bitcoin? It's hard to tell. I think Bitcoin, for me, Bitcoin is looking quite bearish right now. It looks like a flag of sorts, but it's looking quite bearish, which makes me think, does that mean that this is actually going to go down? It's hard to tell. It's not easy to tell. Okay, let me just have a look at the market structure, because that's always been important with Slerf. You see on the 5-minute time frame, this was interestingly enough, you put in a lower low, you went up to put in a higher high. So it's quite deceptive. And I did say in yesterday's stream, what's happening, you're putting a lower low and the price is immediately being brought up to put in a higher high. That's actually really quite bullish. So just be aware of that. So higher high, higher low, higher high. This was your lower low here. Lower high. This was a confirmation of market structure change. And then look what happened. Exactly the same thing. You see that? Buy up. Buy up. It did it the same. It did it again. So in yesterday's stream, I was telling people, you're putting in a lower low and it's getting bought up. Be aware of that. And exactly the same thing happened again yesterday. Yeah. You had another big buy up. When we changed market structure, you had a confirmation of bearishness. And immediately we went in and put in a higher high. Yeah. Higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. This is your lower low, right? So we put in a lower low right now. We're not seeing the same reaction as yesterday, okay? Just bear that in mind, because this reaction was quite quick, was quite fast. So there's quite a big anticipation for an up move. We're not seeing the same reaction. We have put in a lower low now. So naturally, if I suddenly see another lower low, market structure change, if I see the price fall underneath this daily level, underneath this trend line again, I'm no longer, I'll be thinking bear. I'll be a bear. I'll be bearish. Okay? It's kind of what I'm thinking right now. That's your lower low. That's your level. If suddenly now we go down and make a lower low there, I'll be bearish. I'm going to be bearish. I'll probably be selling into that. I'm not seeing the same buy up as we saw before. That being said, the buy up was after market structure confirmation of change, but the context is very different. The buy ups here were in the lows of the range. This would be a market structure change, falling back underneath support level, flipping it into support, into resistance, falling back into this triangle. So this is definitely not what I want to see as if I'm bullish. And if I see this, I'll probably, you know, not telling you what to do, but you know, I'll be bearish. And naturally what I want to see now is I want to see the price to go up. Okay, I want to see the price to go up and make a higher high. That's what we want to see. If you're bullish, that's what you want to see: higher lows, higher highs. Even though we put in a lower low here, it doesn't matter as long as the price has the capability of going up and putting in a higher high. Could range here for a while before it figures out what it wants to do, but this is now what I don't want to see. And that's basically Slerf right now. If this pattern is valid as a bullish breakout, as a legitimate bullish breakout, we have to see a higher high now. Yeah, you can't really hang around. How long is the price going to hang around here, you know, trying to figure out what it wants to do? Not too long. Right, that's kind of where I'm at now with Slerf. And you know, you want to see this, you want to see that. Now we've done this and we've done this, now we have to go up. Okay, that's kind of what I want to see, otherwise we're going down. Let me just put all of that here. Just keep an eye on that for the rest of today. Let me get rid of that. Let me just have a look at some other things here. The other problem, you know, like we came back under the 236. I don't really like that. I think that was quite, it didn't really respect the price so much as I would have hoped after we reclaimed it. It wasn't so much respect. But whatever happens, we have to get back above that level. Yeah, whatever happens, we're going to have to get back above the 236 and that daily level. And obviously now we're holding a support here. Let's see what happens. Okay, let's see what happens. Yeah, Bitcoin. It's a little bit range bound right now. It's actually above the point of control of the local range. The only reason why I'm bearish on Bitcoin is because I'm seeing bearish market order flow, and I am expecting some sort of correction. I think a zigzag here would be the most realistic situation, just simply because I think we had an extended flat earlier, but this could take a little bit of time to play out. And you know, I'm looking for the price to find support on the value. We'd have to see where Slerf is when that happens. I almost want Bitcoin to pull back and I want Slerf to go up at the same time. Yeah, that's going to give me the most confirmation for my ideas if that happens. If I suddenly see Bitcoin pull back and Slerf pull back, then that then I'll be thinking that possibly on Slerf we're looking to go down. Okay, I don't want to see Slerf go down and Bitcoin go down at the same time now. What I want to see is I want to see Slerf go up and I want to see Bitcoin to go down. Okay, because Bitcoin is clearly into some resistance levels and Slerf is trying to break up out to the upside, is trying to do that. And so if suddenly I see Slerf start losing support and head down while Bitcoin does the same, then I'm not going to be crazy bullish on this at the moment. Okay, you just got to bear that in mind. Looking at the candles, see, it's at the moment it's holding support. I think this is okay. You see this daily candle here. It's okay. It's okay. A little bit closed higher yesterday. Now we're having a pullback, finding support. We can hold support here. Even if we just hold support here on a daily time frame, then we could see a buy up. But what we don't really want now is for the price to go all the way down to here. I think there's no way to make this bullish if the price goes all the way down to the bottom of that candle. It'd be very difficult to make this bullish. You'd possibly look expecting the price to go all the way down to the bottom, and then you have to see what the reaction is like. But it'd be very difficult to be bullish if you started to see that happening. Yeah, it'd be very difficult. it just means there's not enough buy liquidity to hold the price up, and the price is going all the way down in search of liquidity. Even if it goes down and comes back up, you've cleared the liquidity, and so the next candle can go down much easier. So I don't think I think right now holding here would be the best case scenario for some kind of next move to the upside, or just go up. That's kind of what I'm thinking with Slerf. I'm not thinking down, but again, I'm just very cautious because we are into resistance, and we've been struggling to get above it. I think that's largely due to Bitcoin, and so obviously I want to see how this plays out. Okay, see, now there's getting good reaction from Bitcoin into the point of control. So how is that playing out on Slerf? Are we getting the same? No. See that? So actually I'm getting really bearish vibes. Unfortunately, look, Slerf going down, Bitcoin going up. What I want to see is Bitcoin go down and Slerf go. I want to see these act opposite. Yeah, I want to see Bitcoin go down and Slerf go up. How is that in comparison to ETH, BTC? Let's have a look. There's a lot of volume coming into ETH, BTC. See all that volume? See that Slerf is a little bit green now. What's that telling us? It's leading. Let's go to the lower time frame. Let's have a look. That'll zoom in. Just have a little kind of Slerf is clearly leading. Clearly leading. This is interesting. I'm going to zoom in one time. To me, it looks like Slerf is leading. What do you guys think? Slerf is on the left, BTC in the middle, ETH BTC on the right. If Slerf holds and BTC goes down, that's fine. Because I am expecting BTC to go down. I want BTC to go down. This is good. This is what I want to see. I want to see Slerf hold while BTC goes down. Okay. I don't want BTC to drag Slerf down. And that's going to, that means that when BTC does find support lower down, maybe on the value area high, then maybe crypto can actually start going up. But you see, looking at this, you know, it looks like Slerf is leading still. It looks like it. You see Slerf is going up before everything. It's like moving first. Look at that. Someone just bought some Slerf. Oh, look at that. Someone sold in. Someone bought. See now Slerf is selling. We'll see what happens. For that, see it kind of moves a little bit quicker. This one on the left moves a little bit quicker. All right, so that's kind of Slerf. It's not going to be easy. So I don't know if I think in the last few days it's been a lot easier than where we are now. It's definitely a lot trickier right now, just simply because Bitcoin is at the highs and Slerf has broken out from this triangle. But what it really now needs to do is continue, yeah. And we don't know how Bitcoin is going to impact that if Bitcoin is now showing a little bit of weakness, yeah. Can Bitcoin go up? Of course it can. Can Bitcoin explode to the upside? Of course it can, yeah. Could this be some kind of flat correction again? Of course it could, yeah. I don't know how this is going to play out, but I almost think it would make sense to go down to back test like 69k thereabouts. It's kind of what I'm expecting right now, but we have to see how this plays out. How is that going to impact on Slerf? I'd like to think that Slerf can actually now go up and put in a higher high. If that would be amazing. So even though this is the lower low, that would be a higher high there. Is it? No, it wouldn't actually. You have to go all the way up there, unfortunately. Higher low, higher high, lower low, yeah. So actually it's quite difficult for the bulls. The bulls really have to go up there. So it's a lot easier right now for the bears to change market structure. And then I'd also like to see if we do get a change here, whether the bulls can just take it right back up like they did here. It's also possible, but we haven't seen that yet. So there's a little bit of indecision going on right now. Good morning. Oh, El Salvador. I'm moving to El Salvador. I'm going to move there. Your country is the best. I want to move. Get out of London. Come to El Salvador. What time is it there in El Salvador? Must be early. Must be quite early. Look at BTC. BTC is kind of going up. And Slerf isn't. Look at this. Slerf isn't. That's not good. Bitcoin legal tender. I know. Amazing. El Salvador. I'm happy to have you. You're J Campos. Welcome. Which part of El Salvador are you from? Are you in the capital, San Salvador? Let's have a look at this. Well, if BTC keeps on going up. Slerf isn't really, it's not really doing anything. All right, so at the moment, I'm just waiting to see what happens. I'm not very clear about the price action. I'm seeing bearish divergence on the order flow. Actually, we've just put in a higher high on this local one. This local divergence has been invalidated, but look, it's still like to this pivot it's still bearish, to this pivot it's still bearish, and to the top pivot it's still bearish. This whole price, the whole price action here is showing bearish CVD divergences here. It just means that people there's limit orders that are being sold. Look, you see this is a little kind of, is that a swing failure or swing failure there potentially? You're getting market longing, huh? See that's like big, like 1.3 million increasing OI, pushing the price up. But what you're actually getting is absorption. You're getting bearish absorption here. So it looks bullish, but it's not bullish right now. It's looking bullish, but it's bearish. And so, naturally when people are looking, they see the price is going up, they're feeling bullish. But the problem is that you're getting a lot of selling going on here. That's the problem. And when people sell, that's actually quite bearish. You see Slerf is actually not going up. You see that? So that concerns me a lot. It concerns me a lot. And I'm just thinking what to do now. Because the problem is, if you come back into this triangle, it's quite bearish. It's quite bearish. I'm actually thinking of hedging some of my Slerf now as well, actually, to be honest with you. Shit. Unless something changes. It's good to hedge. But it's really annoying because on Bybit you hedge, and the price, as soon as you try and put a limit hedge, the price moves down. It's so annoying. It's like the bots know exactly what you're doing. When I use a smaller amount, it doesn't do it. But when I use like slightly bigger than normal, you get this problem. It's like the bots, they're trying to destroy you. There you go, it got filled. No, I didn't. Yes, I did. So I hedged a little bit. See what happens. Same on HTX, huh? It's so annoying. Yeah, I don't like that, but Bitcoin's going up and Slerf isn't. Honestly, I think that's quite. I don't like that. Look, Slerf is going down. That wasn't me because I put a limit order. I didn't mark it. It wasn't me. That being said, we are still on top of support. Yeah, so I don't want to make people bearish. I just like hedging a little bit because you're unsure is perfectly acceptable as long as you're willing to take a loss if you're invalidated. I'm not telling people to short. Yeah, it's very different. You know, it's just, this is not a setup to sell. It's just a bit of uncertainty that's causing me to just take a small hedge and then add to it. I'll add to it if we start seeing a breakdown. If it goes up, I'll probably close it and take a small loss. It's not a big deal. The reason why I'm in that mind is because I see Bitcoin going up and I see Slerf going nowhere. Yeah, so that concerns me. Yeah, Bitcoin obviously is now coming to resistance into this local area, value area high, little swing failure. Yeah, a little a W. W's are generally bearish patterns, and we have to see them again. A little bit of volume on Bitcoin. So, but that overall, there's bearish divergences on this range. For this to be invalidated, the price would actually have to go up to there, take out that high. Yeah, that would invalidate the bearish divergence. You can clearly see it. It's like so obvious to see. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that pivot. Look where the CVD is. Look where we are now. We're lower high, higher high. Yeah. So even though we've invalidated this bearish divergence up to this pivot, any one of these pivots, it will still be bearish, even up to there. As long as you don't take out that higher high up there, then we're going to be in bearish divergence. Generally speaking, I wouldn't sell if we're above the VWAP, but I'm not selling on Bitcoin. I've already hedged on Bitcoin. I'm not going to close it right now, just because I'm seeing this bearish divergence. I'm just going to wait, wait to see what happens. We're coming into the daily open. Generally speaking, that should offer resistance. We're getting some people longing here at market, trying to push the price up. I'm still seeing crazy absorption, even though this in bearish CVD has been invalidated. I'm still seeing absorption. So you just put in a higher high there. We're now onto this one. So this one is down to here. So from this pivot to there, we got a lower high. And look at the CVD. So all of that buying has been absorbed from there to there. Okay, and so naturally you're feeling bullish, but if the price goes down, then a lot of these longs are going to be trapped, and guess what happens? They sell. And so that's the danger of buying in this range right now. It doesn't matter if you feel bullish or not. It's if these longs who have been longing here get trapped, then you're going to be underwater very quickly. But I'm still seeing buying, so you know, it's just something to bear in mind. I think Udon Bale was correct. He was like locally on the 1 minute, it's bullish. You're right, mate. You're absolutely right. Well done. See, we're making. Are we going to make a higher high here? Let's just quickly have a look. Of course, I don't want this to be bearish. I want this to go up. Of course, not bearish at all. That's the golden pocket. That's the real resistance. If we get there, it looks like it wants to go there. What's Slerf looking like? Slerf is still looking quite weak. Right? That concerns me. It really concerns me. Right? So I'm basically, I've hedged my BTC position. I'm out. I could short. If I see weakness, I will short. I'll short all the way down to the value area high, which is basically where I've got this line here. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I'd like to see a reaction off the golden pocket, to be honest with you. That would be nice. Take out the liquidity off that pivot and then come back down into the value area. If people aren't sure about shorting, then coming back into the value area is always an easy short, generally speaking. All right. Gary's saying we're following Sol more than BTC. Oh, you think Slerf is following Sol? Oh God. Oh my God. You're possibly right. But I mean, Sol has seen quite a big pullback since yesterday. Has Slerf seen the same kind of pullback? You've got an inverse head and shoulders. You've had this breakout. We haven't had a back test of the neckline yet. You know, Sol is a tricky one. Back into that range, that's bullish. You know, Sol, you just have to keep on buying. So actually, you see here, there's big support here. Point of control, value area low. So we're back into the range, that's bullish. Let me just extend it. Oh look, so that's the actual point of control of this overall range. Okay, that's kind of why we're having a little bit of a reaction. It would be nice to come back down to about 171 and find support. I'm not sure when that will happen though. So if I compare Slerf to Sol, look at that. Sol is going down, BTC is going up. Oh, Slerf is going down now, look. Oh, just had a bit of a sell on Slerf. Someone is listening to me and selling. I don't know. What the hell? Look, some big volume coming in. That was a market sell on Slerf. That's Solana, my bad. There's a market sell on Solana. Yeah, there's some similarities. Back into that trend line again on Slerf. I'm in a hedge, not full position, just underneath a third. If I see continued weakness, I'll add to my hedge. Yeah, it's not always good to go all in when you're not sure. It's good to kind of scale in. It means that you're not risking so much. If it goes down and makes a lower low here, I'll probably add to my hedge, and I'll just continue adding. But I don't like the idea of putting a lower low here because we're back into the triangle, back underneath this daily level, and then I will be thinking for much lower. If we get underneath, if we lose this daily level, I won't. I'll be thinking, actually, why didn't I take profit up there? That's what I'll be thinking. Yeah. Or up here, actually. I took a short there. I took profit on that short. I should have held on to it. All right. Any questions? While Solana and Slerf and Bitcoin are trying to figure out what's going on, TRVL is is look at that, TRVL. David was thinking the hedge should go full position. I think if you're gonna, David, if you're gonna hedge there, I agree with you, or anywhere here. Yeah, but I think when you're hedging here where the price could go up because you're into support, no. Yeah, you wouldn't hedge full here because look, I'm hedging, but we're into support. Why am I hedging? Because I'm building a hedge here just in case we lose this low and lose this level. So I'm seeing a little bit of weakness, but I'm not going to go full position because the price could bounce off support and go like that, and I'm going to be trapped with a full position hedge. Technically, I should have hedged up there really last night. I should have just hedged. Yeah, and I was hoping for higher. Like, look, it almost got to make a higher high. So it depends on where. Yeah, it depends on where. Right now, I'm seeing a little bit of weakness. I am expecting Bitcoin to drop. Oh, look, it's dropping. So what's happening to Slerf? You see Slerf is dropping too. So Slerf was actually leading Bitcoin in that idea. So at least now I've got a position, and then I can build on it. If we make a low, I'll add to it, and then I'll just keep on adding to it, and it doesn't matter. I'm just averaging in to weakness. That's okay. Bitcoin, it is still looking quite buoyant. Still looking quite strong, but that's not really strength, because we know that Slerf is, when you see Slerf weak and Bitcoin strong, then you know that something's going on. Let's see, we're underneath the daily level now. Do we make a lower low? This is the test. This is where we find out. Okay, I could close my hedge now and take profit just for shits and giggles. Oh, there it is. There's a lower low. Oof. Take. Do we SFP? Oh, that's terrible, huh? Oh God. Oh shit. What the hell? fuck. Well, obviously that's weakness. Everyone can see that. That's you know, in hindsight, I should have hedged more. David was right. But at least I hedged a little bit, so it's not a big deal. And so now what I'll be doing is, now that I've seen weakness, I'll be looking for the lower high. Oh yeah, you could hedge anywhere, but I wasn't gonna hedge into support. Yeah, you could do that. That's a different strategy. In hindsight, I should have done all of it. You're right. Look at it. Looking at the price, I should have done more. Yeah, I should have seen what was happening. But people are selling now. I wouldn't be surprised if the price now comes back up to test. You know, like, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't mind a test of that level. That would be a good place to. That would be a good place to sell. And then Bitcoin, I'm tempted to sell into Bitcoin, but I'm waiting for the golden pocket to hit. And obviously, look, someone has closed out. That was a market sell. So I wouldn't necessarily sell that now. Potentially I would buy, but because I'm hedging, I'm not looking to take profit. Maybe I should, because it's quite a lot. Huh? Really just take profit. No, I'm not going to, because this could go down much further. If we see real weakness. Looks weak, huh? It's looking weak. I can totally add to my short. I'm looking to add to my short right now. We're into support, so that's kind of why I'm a little bit hesitant. I'm just waiting for the support that we're into now. Is, let me just show you. See that? We're into the Bollinger Band a little bit. And there's a 50 moving average there as well in the 1 hour time frame. It's a little bit of support there. We could still lose that area. It could still go down. And actually, you see this candle, there's a bit of a gap in this candle here, these candles. So I wouldn't be surprised if the gap fills. The other thing is that the 12-hour candle is about to print. It's pretty bearish, huh? That's a really bearish reversal. Interestingly enough, look at where it reversed into the 12-hour 50 moving average. Simple moving average, look at that. So actually that was the right place to hedge there. Should have done it maybe yesterday. It's all right. It's life. Still making money. It's not a big deal. We're getting a little bit of volume now, a little bit of continuation. Wouldn't mind a pullback. Wouldn't mind a bit of a pullback now. Or I could just take the profit of that short and be happy with that. Let's have a look at Bitcoin. There's a little reversal pattern of 1 minute forming here. All right. Let's just quickly analyze TRVL. I'm actually wondering if I should short TRVL as well. Look, we filled the wick. We're into 5.6. That's it, isn't it? Fill the wick and sell. Should I do it? I'm not selling TRVL, if anyone was wondering, but that would potentially. The thing about TRVL is we've broken out from this trend line, so that's kind of what makes me a little bit bullish. And you see here on the CCI, it's showing like a breakout. Damn, Slerf is really pounding to the downside. Shit. Oh God. It's getting some real sell pressure now. Amazing. This is coming to a good area to buy now. When people are bearish, you just buy. We've lost the golden pocket there. Into the golden pocket there. Let's have a look at the volume. Back into the value area. Ooh, no wonder there was a sell. Look at that. Probably the next kind of big support is going to be this high volume node. Somewhere there. But we're back at, we haven't really been able to escape this range. So we're still a little bit range bound. Naturally what happens is the price just goes down trying to find support. We're back into this triangle, so for all intents and purposes that's actually quite bearish. Yeah, it's like a fake out. It's quite bearish. It'd be easy to see for us to find strength again, and so now I'm wondering whether we do this. You know, that's possible. Fake out to the top, fake out to the bottom, and so we actually still break out to the top. But I don't know if you do fake out to the bottom how low you go. Can't tell. I can't tell if we are going to go. This is actually, looking at this is actually really bearish, because we're about to close the 1 hour candle into this expanding candle here. See that? So probably we're going to go down to here to fill it. Probably that's going to be I'm just thinking what I should do. Wait for the pullback, if there is one. Travel TRVL looks really strong. Yeah. I've been telling people it's been strong. I mean, if anyone missed my analysis on TRVL yesterday, then I highly recommend for you to go and have a look. Yeah, it's slightly longer than normal when it comes to TRVL, but I've got a couple of ideas. I've called it the TRVL updated Elliott wave count and corrective ideas. Okay, so I spent a good part of nearly an hour to come up with two corrective ideas for TRVL, and there might be many more other ideas. I'm just kind of imagining two ideas. The caveat is that we could always, and this is the thing, while I've come up with two corrective ideas, and my thesis on these ideas is that there's trap liquidity in this kind of upper range, and I'm not expecting an impulse because there's resistance levels that needs to be cleared of trap liquidity. Naturally, if someone entered TRVL for the first time at 9.6 cents or 7.2 cents or whatever, they may be thinking of closing their position at break even when the price, if the price gets back to their entry point. Yeah, so that's always a real problem for going up, if people bought and the price goes down. Okay, so that's the reason why I'm kind of contemplating a more of a corrective period. But you know, it's just two ideas that I presented. There's a million more potentially, and the price could always do that. Yeah, so just because I'm not necessarily contemplating that right now, the price can always do that. Yeah, I'm not expecting the price to do this But you know, the price can always do anything. You have to be aware. So in the same way that I'm not expecting the price to do this, I'm not expecting the price to do this, but it can. I know it can. I'm fully aware that the price can do anything. So whenever I suggest something, it's an idea. That's all it is. It's partly speculation, but it's calculated speculation based on technical analysis and technical tools, which have proven effective in the past for me and for other people. And so here we're looking at a really nice trend line break after such an intense sell-off from the high that's been put in at about 11.5 to 12 cents. We've had an amazing amount of selling, and finally we've kind of found a little bit of support, right? I've been talking about TRVL coming into support for the last few days. So if you haven't been watching, that's fine. Sometimes you can get all that you want just from my titles. So if you go and have a look, if you haven't got time to watch, sometimes you can get all the information from my titles. Look, TRVL coiling up for a big explosive move. TRVL held the first line of support. Are we going up now? TRVL is a buy. So 4 days ago, I said TRVL is a buy. The price is at the 200-day moving average. Then I contemplate a failed auction, and then I explain that there's massive strength. Could this be the turning point? Okay, so sometimes you might not have a bit of time to watch my videos. I fully accept that. You know, I don't expect you to get bored stiff watching me every day, but 4 days ago I said TRVL is a buy, and look, ever since I did that, look what's happened. TRVL is up 14%. Yeah, so you know, I'm not making this up. I'm just kind of commentating on what I'm seeing, and I'm trying to kind of give people a little bit of confidence excuse me, in their decisions. So the analysis that I did yesterday was kind of an updated Elliott wave kind of count, and effectively let me just bring it up so you can have a look. I was just trying to recount the whole lot. Okay, I was just trying to recount it. So I go through the logic of where I'm imagining the count, and it's quite complicated. Elliott waves, it's not complicated in the sense that it's not complicated, but it is complicated. It's easy, the rules are easy, but it's complicated to be able to see what is what, like trying to calculate the waves and the patterns and the corrective moves and the impulsive, trying to see what's impulsive, trying to kind of make it all work. It's not as straightforward as people think. In the past, I have kind of suggested that maybe that was the beginning, but now I'm thinking to myself, maybe that was the beginning. Okay, and that would make the beginning at about 3.1 cents, and actually that probably makes a lot of sense, because that is the volume. It's kind of at the point of control. Wait, is it? Should be. Here it says value area low. I don't know why it says value area low. Should be the point of control. Let me just check that one more time because I'm a bit baffled as to why it says value area low. Let me just do a volume pool on that. Okay, yeah. So the point of control is actually, oh wow. So we have so this is actually an interesting development. What can I say? Wow. I haven't even noticed this. This is fresh. So this is updated news, so to speak. So I've just done a volume range pool on the overall range again. Okay. And the point of control has moved again. You know, so this is quite interesting. So I just want kind of to make people aware of this, because I think because before, I remember I said that the point of control was at 3 it was here basically, look, at 3.1. You see this big volume node here. It's hard to see, but I'd have to increase the row size. Let me increase it so maybe it'll be easier to see. It'll take a little bit of seconds, yeah, to load. You see how you've got this volume profile and this, you've got this kind of big node here. That used to be our point of control. So in the past, that was the highest volume node in this whole range, okay? And so I do track volume levels, right? And now what I can see, so this is really interesting. So the value area moved up and the point of control moved up. So before this was the point of control, and the point of control moved up to 5.8 cents. And now when I've just redid the profile, the value area lows moved down a little bit. This previous point of control is still there, but I could mark it off as some sort of high volume node. Okay, so let me just mark that off as a high volume node. And now what you can see is that the point of control has actually moved down. It's shifted. Okay, it's shifted to lower, and guess where it is? It's now beneath the price. Look, so the point of control has now moved from about 5.8 cents to 5.1 cents. Okay, so that's actually quite a bullish development, yeah, because we've moved the point of control lower than the current price. That's actually quite bullish when you think about it, because usually the point of control will act as support and resistance, but we've now moved it to lower. And when you look at the current price action, not only have we been able to flip it into support, you see that's a flip, and we've also broken out from this trend line. So I'm seeing quite a lot of bullishness in the price action right now, and moving that point of control lower is also bullish. Let me just have a look at the rest of the volume. So we still have that high volume node here at 5.8, and just got to be aware of these high volume nodes, because sometimes the price can ping pong between them. Yeah, it all depends on incoming volume. So if you can see here on the volume profile, the high volume node above us at 5.8, the volume is up to there. The point of control, the volume is up to there. So if we get to 5.8 and then we get like an injection of volume, that could also move the volume, shift the point of control back up to that node. So we're playing a little bit of ping pong with the point of control at the moment. And then obviously the value area high is a bit lower now. Okay, so the value area high is at about 6.8 cents. So that's the volume profile now. And now when I look at the current price action, you can clearly see that we've broken from this downtrend line. Okay, we're having a little bit of a buy up now. And when I was kind of going over the Elliott waves yesterday, definitely have a look at that if you're interested. It's a bit of a long video, I get it, so you might not have the time, but it is, if anyone has any comments or feedback. I think the wave 5 ended there. Okay, on March the 28th of March, I think that was it. And so I've done the count, and I think this is right, starting here at this high volume node, which was the point of control. Okay, so that makes sense. Like all of this at the moment makes sense. And so I'm imagining this whole arm is wave 1. Okay, so that's what this is, wave 1. And now we're in the correction, and I'm trying to work out the correction, and I'm trying to see if this is it. This is the end of the correction. So there's a few possibilities. Correction is over, and correction continues. Yeah, so if correction is over now, this is it. This is your wave 2. Yeah, we've had our wave 2. This is your wave 2. Yeah. And this is it. Correction over. And so what I'll be looking for now are impulsive waves. It's really important to see impulsive waves. If we start seeing a bit of impulse now, wave 1, wave 2 corrective, wave 3, wave 4 corrective, wave 5, that'll be your wave 1. So I want to see 5 of those waves, and they have to kind of, then I would say correction is over. So you don't really know until you start seeing those impulsive waves. Looking quite impulsive now, but let's see how this plays out. The other thing I'm contemplating, simply because we are potentially in this kind of triangle, this higher time frame triangle. It's from the all-time high through to the pivot that's been put in. So I like to create these outer trend lines. And then I'm also contemplating that correction is still continuing, and we're having a much kind of wider, kind of higher time frame correction. So I came up with 2 ideas. The first idea was some kind of ABCDE triangle. Yeah, something like that. Within the context of this triangle, I was thinking maybe we're going to have an A, B, then this is it. This is your A, B, C, D, E, something like that. Take us to the whole of summer. We're just kind of going up and down, putting in a ton of volume in this range before we get some kind of breakout. I'm not expecting down, but technically patterns can break out up and down. So I'm not expecting down, but I'm just kind of making people aware that patterns can break to the downside. I'm not expecting that. Okay, doesn't make sense in the context of the bull market. And if there is a downside, I'll be expecting a fake out to go up. Yeah, I'm still not expecting down. So if there's any kind of down, it'd be a fake out to go up. Yeah, especially since we're putting in bullish volume where we're kind of flipping levels, and we've moved the point of control back down. As long as the point of control is underneath us, it will or should act as support. Yeah, and it's underneath us right now. So you've seen that I've shown you it's underneath us. So we have basically buying now. We're buying on top of support effectively. At the point of control is at 5.1 cents. So I'm contemplating some kind of higher time frame A, B, C, D, E. Okay, and we have to see how the price moves. And then the other thing that I'm contemplating is some kind of a much more bearish idea, which would be a little bit of a zigzag. Yeah, taking us all the way back to almost the beginning. And I based it on a 1-to-1 of this initial move there. So 1, it's like your WXY, and 1-to-1 is the furthest I would expect it to go, because it just still has to put in a higher low than this original starting point. But actually, this could also just stop at the 618. Yeah, depending on how far up we go, it all depends on how high we go, because you could just stop at the 618. You go higher and then come back to stop at the 6.8. Potentially we could be doing this. So I just want to kind of give you that, guys, this could work too. So while I've got this going lower, let's just not think like that. Let's just think, okay, let's just say we go down, which we've done. Now we're going up all the way up to test that line again. And then we're coming back down to test this line, and that will be at the 618. Okay, that will be perfectly acceptable too. That will still be a zigzag. It just means the last part isn't so extended. So you go up and then you're coming down like that, something like that. Okay, and you still want to go up as an ABC. So I'd still be expecting the price to go up like an ABC, and then I would still be expecting the price to come down ABC, maybe not as extended, and it will just come back down. That would actually be quite nice, because it would also come back down into the point of control for a test. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. And that would be correction over, because I'm imagining that this is your first ABC, right? I don't know how this is going to play out. I'm just kind of speculating. A, B, C. So you've got it here from this pivot here. A, B, C. See that? Now, potentially, you're also thinking, potentially what you're also thinking is timings. Maybe like these timings look quite nice. So maybe I'm thinking, can I get this to work out? So there really, isn't it? Oh, it's, yeah, it's there because that was a wick. I can't tell really. You want these to start at the same time. Really, you want the ends to be there. Potentially, look, it's like lands on. Could that be to there actually? What's there? So Saturday. Okay, so it's a tricky one, right? It's something that I'm going to be following and keeping an eye on, right? So I just want people to be prepared for kind of some continued correction. We could just impulse out of here. I don't know. Okay, so I can't tell you. I'm certainly not selling, but I do think the next big test is going to be back at that same line. Yeah, that trend line that's now formed. That's going to be a big test. I do think possibly that there's going to be sell pressure once we come into that line again. Okay, that will be the second time from the all-time high to this pivot. That will be the third time. And the other thing that I haven't seen is obviously we've passed the point of control now. Obviously I want to see a test and maybe also a test of this lower line because it's been front run here a little bit. Maybe we're going to get a test later on down the line. Just some things to bear in mind. The one thing I don't want to see now, and I really don't want to see a lower low here. So I think that was nice. We've put in a lower low and we're having a failed auction. So what I'm seeing right now is similar to Bitcoin in that we're a little bit lagging. Bitcoin also did this kind of behavior, had a little failed auction and the price kind of expanded out of the lows. Bitcoin's also put in a lower low. So we've put in a lower low. Okay. And what I want to see now is this low to not be taken out, because if you do go up and you take out that low, that changes this market structure to bearish on the daily time frame. I don't want to see that. What I actually want to see, even if we have a prolonged correction, whatever, eventually what I want to see is this low that we put in to hold and for the price to expand and make a higher high. And actually then this low isn't the lower low or the higher low, it becomes this. Yeah, so you just move it. And so that's kind of what I'm imagining right now when it comes to TRVL. I think this could be quite interesting. Quite interesting to see how the price plays out in this kind of new area, this new blank area. And naturally, I think I'm seeing a lot of bullish signs, and there's no reason to stop buying. Actually, this is actually quite bullish. We're back above that level. We're back above it, and that level is now the point of control. Yeah. So that previous low is now the point of control, and the price is back above that level. So that's actually really bullish to see that. And we've broken this downtrend. Yeah. So everything is looking good. And if you think about where we are, we're still at the low of this range. We're back into the range. This is deviation from the range. We're back into the range. This is the range. And look at where we are. We're at the lows. Yeah. So it's definitely a good place to start picking up some TRVL. And technically, I don't want to see another low. So if you want a trade plan, then, you know, that would be your trade plan, potentially up to that trend line. I don't know when we'll get there. If anyone is trading, you know, maybe to the golden pocket, you know, maybe by the I don't know when we're going to get there. Don't know how long it's going to take, and it's certainly not going to be in a straight line, but at some point there's be a little bit of resistance, come back for support, but eventually what I'll be looking for is a breakout. Okay, a real breakout, and make a higher high, and then we can start going higher. Okay, so there's a lot of things going on. I'm quite interested to see how this develops. All right, and so far it's looking quite good. That's TRVL. Any questions on TRVL? The other really interesting news, and I think people should be aware of this, is, let me just show you. So Binance has updated their requirements for getting onto Binance. They're starting to make some changes. And let me find it for you. So this is it. Actually, I can just pull it up. So this is what they've announced. Hold on. No, that's not it. So who was it that posted that? EBC? No, not EBC. What's his name again? It's posted on Telegram. Let's see his name. It's a person without a name. So he's posted this. See this? Some guy from Kaduna. Binance updated their listing requirements and kicked off on-chain season. A few or whatever. So this is what Binance has said. What projects are we looking for? This is the update. All sectors are welcome to apply for listings. Small to medium valuation relative to competitors in their respective sectors. Tokenomics. Significant token allocation reserved for community users. Airdrops, community rewards, and more. Moderate token float during token generation events. I don't know what that means. Less allocation to non-community use. I don't know. But effectively what Binance is trying to do now is add tokens. And I think we fit into that category. So in the past, it's been difficult, mainly because of volume. But now what Binance are looking for are interesting projects. And you see here it says organic user base, sustainable user growth, a good product market fit, self-sustaining business model, minimum viable product, innovation in technology or design is preferred. I think we're going on Binance. That's the vibe that I'm getting. Binance has updated their shit, and we kind of fit into their categories. I'm getting the vibe that we're going onto Binance. Like, buy the rumor, dude. Like, guys, buy the rumor. I'm like looking at the price now. I'm thinking, what the hell am I doing in Slerf? I'm just gonna buy TRVL. No, I'm not. I'm just joking. I love Slerf. I just took profit on my hedge, by the way, David. Why not? I'm gonna make money. I'm gonna take profit. Whatever. That's. I'm still. My position is still good. I couldn't resist taking that profit. It was quite good profit, you know. It's like, why not? Maybe who knows? Maybe I was short again. So look at this. So I'm not saying we're going on Binance, but it looks like there's some good things happening, and Binance have changed some of their things to make it easier for projects like us, which totally fit into the category, to get onto Binance. Now, that's not always good news, so I don't want people to kind of like feel like, oh, we're going to Binance, buy the rumor, sell the news, because the reality is, and this is something that I just want to make you guys aware of. If I can find it, copied. So this image basically shows you, effectively it shows you all the launches on Binance since November, the 3rd of November 23, all the way through to the 13th of May. And look at the performance of all the tokens that have been listed on Binance. Of all of the tokens that have been listed, only 5 of them have ended up positive. Yeah, Ordinals, and this one, JTO, JUP, and WIF. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, only 4. Okay, so just be aware of that. Like, obviously we want to be on Binance. The reason we want to be on Binance is because of volume, because of liquidity, because of exposure to the broader market, because a lot of people are on Binance, and it gives people an opportunity to buy TRVL, and there'll probably be a markup anyway, you know. But after launch on Binance, unfortunately, you see the performance of a lot of these tokens have been lagging. So a lot of these people have been using Binance as exit liquidity, and that's fair, but I don't think it's the right time to exit. So if people are looking for, if this does happen in the future, and I'm sure it will, and TRVL does get onto Binance, and people are looking to take profit, and I don't see any reason why not. Just remember that we're still in the bull market, and the strategy is to keep on accumulating. So if you do if we do get onto a tier 1 exchange like this, and the price does jump up 10x or whatever, and you do sell into that pump, and that's perfectly acceptable. I think just keep in mind that it would be good to scale back in, yeah, to come back in, and because I'm still expecting higher targets, I'm still expecting all-time high, and I'm still expecting $5. And honestly, if I have my way and I manage to build my YouTube following to up to 10,000 subscribers by before alt season, then I'll be looking for higher prices. You know, I'll be looking for higher price. Why not? Yeah, and especially since I think Coinbase will be quite interesting. It'll be quite interesting to see if we can get Coinbase and see if we can get BlackRock interested in Dtravel and TRVL. So this is quite some like potential, some bullish developing news. Now is a really good opportunity to buy, and don't fade on this. Yeah, don't fade on TRVL. The Kevin, the community manager, he's on the ball. He's literally on the ball. I see he's posting a lot of stuff now on the Dtravel Twitter and various places. So look at this. He just posted this. You'll soon be able to discover vacation rentals you can book directly using a wide range of payment methods. Bosmaner has a number of properties in the US that can be booked with crypto. Google Pay, book now, pay later. See that? So that's really good. Look, peer-to-peer. There's a big difference between what we're building and anything else out there. Let me see this video. I've seen this. It's a bit fast. We're getting a lot of engagement with Dtravel posts. There should be more posts, huh? 3 minutes, 24 hours, maybe 20th. Look at this one. Traveling to Thailand, book direct using crypto with month stays by Gold Star Grove Group. They have 173 properties added to the Dtravel network and growing. Yeah, look at this. Amazing. Look at this. So this is a some sort of consortium of and look, they've got 173 properties in this consortium. They're called the Gold Star Group. They have their own website. This is Dtravel. This is all hosted by Dtravel. And if you click, it's not easy to see. I think they need to, obviously they need to improve the map feature, but most of their properties are here in Pattaya. Look at that, Pattaya. And let's go and have a look. Let's see where we want to go. It's pretty cheap, huh? Oh, quite cheap. Go to Thailand. It's £109. Let's have a look at that one. Those are condominium. Do they have like a villa? Oh, they're all condominiums, huh? Look, condominium. We've got a lot of condominiums. These are all condominiums. What's that? Wow, a lot of condominiums, huh? So they have a lot of properties, and this is all on the Dtravel network. How amazing is that? This is their website, and now if you want to, you can just book it directly, and Dtravel will take a commission of 3%, and they'll use that commission to buy back TRVL at market prices. So this is starting to take shape. Oh, 21 night minimum. Oh my god, that's difficult. Let's have a look. Oh, it's cheaper. Look, June the 30th to August the 6th. Look how cheap that is. What's that discounts? Monthly discount. Wow. Let's have a look. Crypto. You see that? You can pay by crypto. See that? Connect wallet. If you don't have a wallet, that's fine, because Dtravel now has wallet as a service as well. Yeah. So you don't even need a wallet. Dtravel will host your wallet for you. So I think there's a lot of good things going on here. And just to think that we're at the beginning of this this endeavor, this is going to be big. It's going to be really big. I'm really excited about this. Definitely don't fade out of this. Gary, I know you wanted 3.1 with me, but I don't know if we're going to get there. I can't tell you that we're going to get there. This is looking quite bullish. Failed auction, flip, point of control has moved down. We've broken this trend line. I don't know if we're going to get there. I can't tell you. Look at all that volume. Look at that volume. That's really amazing to see. And naturally, that's something else that I've been kind of looking at on the Dtravel, is I've been looking at the volume. And, you know, we've been getting good volume. We've been getting increasing volume over the last few months. You know, look at historical data. It's kind of averaging at about $300,000 at the moment, and sometimes it goes up a little bit, and we have peaked at about maybe 2 million or so at certain times recently. And so what we want to do is we want to take this volume up. So everyone should definitely be looking to trade a little bit, and that's kind of what I've been saying. It's not a bad idea to buy and sell. If you feel like the price has come, you know, you made a little bit of profit, buy it, sell some, and you see when the price comes down and you see that it's finding support, buy some, you know, and then you get into resistance and you see that the price is finding a little bit of resistance, sell some. It's not a big deal, you know, to buy and sell. Just don't go crazy and don't lose your position. You know, that's That's the treat. That's the thing that I would say. Don't lose your position just simply because we're really at the beginning of this. Even though potentially I'm contemplating a corrective move, like I said, that could always happen. Yeah. And looking at this, and I think I mentioned this in the past, and I want you guys to be aware of it. And I don't know if this is going to play out the way I've kind of commentated on this in the past. You know, I've said that if we don't, because before, if you remember, I was talking about some sort of Adam and Eve. That was the Adam and Eve. Okay, that was obviously invalidated because I didn't expect, like you wouldn't expect an Adam and Eve when you're making a rounding bottom, making higher lows to then go and make a low low. Okay, so the Adam and Eve was technically invalidated. And then I said, well, it doesn't necessarily mean it becomes bearish because you go from some sort of Adam and Eve idea to an inverse head and shoulders effectively. And so that's kind of what I was saying. I was saying doesn't mean it becomes bearish because potentially we could be now doing that. Now it doesn't necessarily kind of fit into my corrective idea. But if we do suddenly see the price start going up now and up and up and up, and people start seeing this in massive, gigantic, multi-year inverse head and shoulders, then it's very possible that we get a huge injection of volume, we get a huge pylon, which is going to push the price right up, you know, and you have a neckline break, your back test, and I'm not saying this is going to happen, I don't know, yeah, but at least in the first instance, I would be expecting that trend line to break. Yeah, which one was it? So that's why I'm kind of I'm quite mindful of that trend line. You'd want to see that trend line break first. You see that trend line break, head for the highs, we take out that high here, then I wouldn't be surprised if we have an explosive move to the upside. There are still resistance levels in the way, 17.5, 29 cents. And then you're potentially looking at an impulsive move. And those are the two areas where you might see some kind of correction for continuation. Because an impulsive move is 5 waves. We're still expecting a wave 2 and a wave 4. Maybe the wave 2 will be 17.5 cents. Maybe the wave 4 will be somewhere near 30 cents. You know, it would fit into that kind of idea. But this, if this was to play out, a measured move just on this pattern, and it will probably extend because this head and shoulders patterns are extremely explosive, and they often go much further than people expect. Just a 1-to-1 on this pattern. If this was somehow to play out on the neckline, you know, you're going all the way up to $1, but probably something like this would overextend. So I do imagine if we do get that kind of explosive move, you're probably going up much higher. Yeah. And the only thing that needs to happen is that we need a volume. These patterns are not relevant if there's no volume. So we would need an injection of volume to make this happen. And maybe that's going to come with some kind of an exchange launch. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I've actually passed on that tweet, that message to the Dtravel team, you know, and so they're very aware of the changes at Binance, etc. And we just have to see how that plays out. Okay, they're very on top. They're on top of this. I know this for a fact. We were trying to get onto Coinbase. I think Coinbase. I was thinking Coinbase would happen much sooner than later, but now looking at the changes to Binance, I'm thinking possibly maybe Binance first. You know, just looking at this, I'm just thinking we literally fit this category. It'd be a very simple application, I guess. Maybe we can get onto Binance much quicker than Coinbase would be better for us, just simply because of BlackRock and institutional investments. I think there's a lot of big players out there who would love to take a big slice out of TRVL once they see everything that Dtravel has done and is doing with all of this. This is don't underestimate how incredible this is. This is peer-to-peer direct bookings. This is a big deal. Yeah, don't underestimate this. This is all peer-to-peer, and it's all on the blockchain, and it's done using smart contracts, and it's chain agnostic, and I've literally proven that this works. Yeah, literally. If you don't know, go onto my Twitter. I've done a really long thread on this, but basically this is, I'm an Airbnb superhost. I've been doing it, I still am, I've been doing it for years, and the proof is in the pudding. And look, through Dtravel I've completed 18, but actually 19 now. I've gone up to 19, and this is the real world realized earnings that's come into my pocket through Dtravel. Yeah, and that's taking a market share from, guess who? From Airbnb, Booking, and VRBO. Yeah, I've proven this, I know it works, and nothing's changed. Yeah, so if there's one project that you should be bullish on more than any other project, this is it. This is the most bullish project out there. And I think what people don't realize is that we're at the beginning. Yeah, and when I'm looking at this higher time frame charts, you know, I put my charting hat on, right? And I think this is bullish. I'm seeing bullishness. I've got my Dtravel, my Airbnb kind of host hat on as well, and I love the project. The project for me is really bullish. And then you put those together, and then you kind of add some, like, look at this volume in this monthly candle. Look at this. This is Bybit. We've put more volume now in this month than the previous month, the sell month. And we're about to, we've just had a little swing failure of the lows right now. Yeah, there's my little tool. It's a swing failure at 5.3 cents. With all of this volume, this is really ultra bullish. Like, I'm actually just looking at it now. I'm just thinking maybe I should close all my positions and buy more of this. That's what I'm thinking right now. Maybe I should just ape in to TRVL right now. I'm thinking about that right now as we talk, because I love this. I love what's happening. Right, look at this weekly candles forming. This is a really bullish gravestone doji in the lows. Is it gravestone? Dragonfly. Take the liquidity from the lows, and we're having a really nice buy up. I'm seeing so much bullish reversal here. And the key is the volume. You see the volume? The volume is the key. So it's not low volume reversal. This is a good volume. The volume in, volume out. So, like, really, I don't want to tell people what to do, but I'm buying more. I'm gonna buy more now. What the hell? This is madness. I love this. Yeah. Gonna ape in. I'm going to close all my crypto positions and buy more. I'm actually just scaling in because I don't really want to move the price, to be honest with you. I'm sure someone else will move the price. It's fine. Just keep on buying. And that's how you get, you know, that's how you get an impulsive move. You know, you just get people aping in, market buying, just pushing the price up, because that's how you're going to get filled, because no one is selling. Obviously, no one is selling. And you can tell that. People were selling, but as I said, it was being absorbed. Amazing. All right, David, see you. Majid is saying Voigt. All right, Majid, I'm going to talk. Any questions on TRVL? TRVL is a buy. Yeah, just in case anyone was interested to know, it's definitely a buy. Oh, look, it's really kind of pumping. It's nice. Let me have a look at Slerf quickly before so I took profit on my short. I'm still bullish on Slerf. I don't like that we made a lower low here. That being said, Slerf is obviously leading Bitcoin. Yeah, you see that Slerf was dropping and Bitcoin is just coming in. In the past half an hour? No, I haven't, Shab. Shab, could you send me a link? I'll make you a moderator. Just post the link there and I'll have a look, okay? All right. Let me have a look at Voight. Majid, do you want me to have a look at Voight? I think Voight is good, Majid. I've been looking at Voight a lot. And honestly, Majid, I think Voight is looking okay. I have Voight correcting here. You see, this is a correction. It's like Voight is one of the... okay, Shab is showing me that. Okay, let me just pull it onto this screen. And then I can... thank you, Shab. Appreciate that. You just make my life a little bit easier, which is good. I like easy lives. Can you see that? Justin, SCC asks Nasdaq and Kobo. Oh, wow. That's amazing. Oh, that's really, that's off the chart. That's like, that's so bullish for altcoins. It's off the charts bullish. Like literally, guys, altcoins are going to run. This is big news. This is, if this happens, this is really big news. Really big news. And it's well timed as well, because a lot of altcoins are at their respective support levels. I did an update on Voight a few kind of last week, Majid, and nothing's changed. Yeah, look, it's come back into 1. This is the 4. We've had some kind of ABC correction here. Maybe it's to there, maybe it's to there. And I think this is okay. Like, I think this is okay. Look, you've come into the bottom of this trend line. Look, it's touched once there, and that's the second, that's the third time. Yeah, you're finding support on some kind of horizontal line there, some kind of trend line there. So we're holding support at the moment. I think this is okay. So I am expecting an impulsive move for continuation, and that will be, I don't know how big that's going to be. I can't tell you how big the impulsive move could be. I think maybe to the top line, to this line here. That, I think for me, that would be best case scenario in the context of where we are. Obviously, the higher the better. And the reason why I say that is because there, again, trap liquidity is something that people don't contemplate, and there is trap liquidity there. And so naturally you'd want the trap liquidity to be cleared. If we do start seeing an impulsive move here, I'll start counting for you. Yeah, just like I've been trying to do. I'll start counting and I'll start doing fib extensions, etc. Yeah, but I think this is good. Like, this is a pretty good level to buy some. And the first sign of strength, I think, will be, let me have a look quickly. Like, you want to see a little bit of strength. This is quite strong here. This whole pattern here is quite strong. Let me just hide all of this. Yeah, I'll explain this pattern to you. You've got this weekly dragonfly doji. The next week the close lower, and then you've got this kind of doji here, and now the price is moving up. This is like a little bit of a reversal, weekly reversal pattern here. It's quite a strong reversal pattern. I think if you see a close above that weekly level, that's an untapped weekly level. It's a fresh weekly level, so there's naturally going to be sell liquidity in that level at 0.2166. So I do expect a little bit of a reaction, but effectively what needs to happen for the price to continue going up is you need to flip that weekly level into support. Yeah, and effectively that's what needs to happen. You need to flip it into support to go up. You need to flip that level into support. That's what needs to happen. The price isn't going to go up without flipping that level into support, and you'll see that. And then you'll probably, if you do flip that level into support, I think you'll see quite an impulsive move all the way up to the next level, which is that monthly level that I've got there. Yeah, so level to level, that will be the next level. And then you just have to see what happens, you know, like there are levels of resistance. This one is a big one. You can clearly see that the point of control is at the same place, but it's quite a bullish to get back into this upper range. See the value area low is there. So if you do go up and find resistance there, you know, maybe you'll come back down to go up, you know, that's kind of what you would be expecting. And for continuation, you have to, again, it's the same thing. You have to flip that point of control somehow into support and just go to the next level. And that's what the price needs to do. At every level, the price needs to flip it from resistance into support, flip it from resistance into support, etc. So it's like a continuous process, and you obviously don't want to lose levels. This for me is looking really bullish, really bullish. I'm seeing some sort of inverse head and shoulders here too. The confirmation will be flipping that weekly level into support, and then the next confirmation will be getting back into the value area, getting back above that value area low. Okay, you start seeing that. Set alerts if you have charts. If you start seeing that, you could probably add to that, flip it into support. That you could probably add to that. But it's looking quite healthy now, and that's partially due to the news, the ETF news. So that's, do we have a buy up? Yeah, look at that. That should have a quite a bouncy effect on altcoins actually. So while I'm and maybe even Bitcoin, like I'm just thinking about it, that ETF news is actually quite bullish for Bitcoin. It's not bearish for Bitcoin. I'm wondering if Bitcoin actually doesn't go down. I'm wondering if Bitcoin actually just goes sideways here. So while I've got it going down, I think it would be healthy to go down and back test this area. Even if we don't go down or continue, I think it'll be healthy to go down here just to kind of back test this value area high. But you know, I just, if people are feeling bullish and they're buying ETH, Slerf was showing some weakness. Gary's happy to hear that I closed my hedge. Why did I close my hedge? Well, I'm still bullish. How weird is that? I'm still bullish. I don't think it's bullish that we lost that level, the daily level. I think that was bearish. But I do want to see a test. Yeah, I do want to see a test, and so I'm not naive. I saw my hedge was in good profit, so I took the profit. You know, it's always good to take profit, and now I want to see a test. You know, and if it goes down, fine, okay, whatever. I shouldn't have taken profit, but maybe it wasn't so much of a hedge as just a cheeky scalp. Looking at the daily time frame on Slerf, the reason why I'm still bullish is because it's very normal behavior to go all the way down, pick up as much liquidity as possible all the way down to the daily level and go right back up. Yeah, and so while it's looking bearish because we're back into the triangle, it's very normal to just go down, pick up liquidity and come all the way back up. Yeah, so I just want to see that happen first. I'm a higher time frame trader, and I like higher time frame candles and patterns. And right now, for me, everything is still looking bullish. I'm not bearish. Like if we were to go all the way back down to the weekly open, I think the weekly open is going to offer a really strong level of support. Yeah. After you've gone all the way up, to come all the way back down to the weekly open, you'd buy that. You wouldn't sell that. Yeah. So the weekly open is at somewhere between about 0. Let me just do it exactly. It's open 29 cents, 2921. Like the weekly open should offer strong support, and therefore I'm not actually thinking sell right now. I'm just seeing weakness here because I think Slerf is preempting Bitcoin. And it's really weird because Slerf is going down, Bitcoin is actually looking quite buoyant, but maybe Slerf is preempting. Sometimes what I see is that Slerf preempts Bitcoin, but then actually Slerf finds strength. So all right, guys, unless there's anything else you want me to look at, what do you think? Do you want me to have a look at anything else? I don't know if I'm helpful. Like, let me know if you find what I'm saying helpful. It's hard for me to know. I do find it useful to do this because I'm just thinking out loud, and it helps me a little bit. Shab is asking, you reckon Dtravel have been holding on to some news for these upcoming weeks? I think yes, yeah. I think Dtravel, you know, the team are smart. They're not without experience. Dtravel actually came from Travala, and I don't know if you're familiar with Travala. That's Ava, okay. Let me show you Travala. If you're familiar with Travala, this is Travala. So Travala is like an Expedia. It's like you can book flights and hotels. It's like a booking.com, but for flights, and it's like an Expedia, but it's not decentralized, it's centralized. But they use their token Ava to reward their customers, their travelers, and they do really well. You know, they've got a really strong community, and I've actually posted in here. You can see their reports. They post the reports. Let me see if I can find it. Is that it? No. This is it. That was their March monthly report. Let me have a look at it. So let me see what the latest one is going to be. April. So let me see if I can find the latest one. This is March. Let me go to the blog, see if I can find April. Oh God, it's hard to find stuff. There it is, reports, monthly reports. This is April. So look, monthly gross revenue in excess of $8 million, consecutive months over $8 million. Total number of room nights booked was almost 13,000. Number of flights booked almost 6,000. Shows you the rewards. 20,000 or so smart members. It gives you all the metrics, all the data. And look, their payment metrics. It shows you that how much of it was crypto. Basically, all of it's crypto. Look, USDT, ETH, Binance Pay, BTC, AVA, USDC, other cryptos, travel credits, and credit card. So effectively, it was all crypto apart from travel credits and credit cards. So 22% wasn't crypto, and 78% was crypto. And I don't know if you're familiar. So what happened was that Travala doesn't have apartments, right? And they were thinking of how to add apartments to their site, and the problem is that it's monopolized by Airbnb, etc., booking, whatever. Yeah, and they wanted to get apartments onto their flights, but it's difficult. It's not like hotels. Hotels is a different kind of approach, because with hotels it's easier because they're plugged into everyone, whereas with apartments it's a lot more difficult because you're dealing with people's homes. And they had this idea to create Dtravel and then that idea evolved and it developed, and especially after Cynthia got involved, because she was an Airbnb superhost as well. She had brought her own experience, and they decided to kind of make it peer-to-peer. That was the kind of the light bulb moment. Rather than do it like Travala, which is centralized, and they just have a reward. They use their token as a rewards program, which has value, but it's just a rewards program. With Dtravel, they wanted a true peer-to-peer application where people could interact with each other directly and book apartments, but they also wanted to create that so that also they could have apartments on Travala, but they didn't want it to be under Travala. They wanted it to be a peer-to-peer DAO. That was the evolution of Dtravel, because initially it wasn't going to be that. That evolved. And so Dtravel is effectively born out of Travala, and you know they work quite closely together. So they are smart, you know, they got a lot of experience. Some of them have done this before, so you know, certain members of Dtravel, like I think the CTO Ty and Drew, they were working, you know, that Drew was the finance guy at finance director at Travala. He's now the finance CFO at Dtravel, and I think Ty was the CTO at Travala, and he's now the CTO at Dtravel. You know, so we have a lot of crossover in terms of experience, but the application is very different. Travala is a centralized application, and Dtravel is a decentralized DAO, peer-to-peer, very different. So I think in the future Dtravel is probably going to explode further. It's going to be more bullish than Travala, probably. I actually think in the future it's possible. Shab is saying, also obviously TRVL fits in with the AI narrative too, but am I right in assuming that it's only because of their plans to say AI search engine? Nvidia earnings tomorrow should cause AI. The problem is that not many people realize the AI, Dtravel's AI part. That's the problem. Not many people realize that. And this AI Sensei, whatever it's called, maybe they'll change the name, I don't know, is the first step. Yeah, this is the beginning, not the end. Yeah, so this might help. This might be like an AI chatbot or search something AI, but this is the beginning, not the end. And also we have to see what Airbnb does, because Airbnb acquired an AI company last year for $200 million. So you look at that, November the 23, and we have to see what Airbnb are going to do as well. Look, Airbnb has acquired Game Planet AI, a stealth 12-person AI company led by this person. What makes that AI so special is they combine expertise in AI design and community. Doesn't really give us any clues as to what they're going to do. He says Adam co-founded Siri, which was acquired by Apple. So he has a lot of experience, and Airbnb have acquired his company. So it could potentially be some kind of similar idea. But the difference between Airbnb acquiring an AI company for 200 million and trying to integrate that into Airbnb and being under Airbnb's kind of banner, and what we're doing is that we have no restrictions. Like we're about to launch a partnership with a really well-known AI project, and this is the beginning. So we're looking, everything that Dtravel is doing with regards to AI is in line with AI crypto. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead at the same kind of rate as the rest of crypto. That Dtravel are not doing this alone. You know, we have a lot of partnerships with Matic, with GRT, and we're developing partnerships with other kind of big projects. A lot of projects are interested in Dtravel. A lot of projects are interested in what we're doing. And what's interesting is that we were literally at the beginning, no one realizes how big this can become in the future. You know, if you can imagine Dtravel having hundreds and hundreds of thousands of properties on our network, I'm just like, I'm quite interested to see how far it will get in terms of value and price. But I think no one is, I think I think TRVL is going to shock people in terms of the higher prices. That's what I think. Shab is saying we need to get more people exposed to TRV and Dtravel. Do you think it's too early to get so-called property influence? I think that's all going to come once the product is sorted out. They got a few issues that they want a really good product. They want people to come on and go, wow, this is really good. Yeah. So they still fixing like certain bugs, especially with the app. And I think that they are in a rush to do certain things, but they're not in a rush to jeopardize people's first impression. It's really important that when people like me as a property owner and host come on to Dtravel, that they have a good experience. And that's going to help, because then I'm going to go away and tell people, I'm going to get my travelers to come on to use Dtravel. So right now I've got some repeat guests. They're using Dtravel to book, and I'm now sending them the link. And so now they can see what's on the network, and they can now, if they're looking to travel, they might book directly. And so that kind of idea will grow. You can't rush these things. And right now what we're seeing is is speculative increase in value. In the future, we'll get to a point where it won't be speculative, because the network itself will generate so much revenue that it'll just be a cycle of value within the network. It'll just be real world value coming into the network. There's a crypto podcast who's big on DeepIn, focus on projects on Twitter and YouTube. Deep. Yeah, let me have a look. I can certainly pass that on to the Dtravel team. Yeah, it's not my job to do that really. But I can certainly give them a nudge and say we should get. James is the one. He doesn't have a big following though, huh? I think I'll pass that on to James and let James see what he thinks. Here's a podcast. So I'd like to see how big his podcast is. I can't see. He doesn't have a link or anything. You know. Where is this podcast? Must be here. There it is. Let's have a look. He's got a lot of subscribers, more than me. Let's have a look. Let's see what it sounds like.
And $50 worth of power bottom is going to show up right over there in your wallet, man. Knock yourself out. Have fun. Dump it on me. I don't care. Don't worry. Scott's doing just fine.
Don't know. Is this live? It looks like it's live, huh? It's got a live podcast. That's cool. Don't know how people can work. Like, at least I'm charting. I'd get bored.
If you're one of those people that needs that kind of audience, it's called Rent a Friend. And I'll tell you what, for you alone, I will sponsor your very first friend for a month if it gets you off Telegram. Because honest to God, man, you're not.
I don't know. I don't know. I haven't got a clue. I'll have to listen to it and decide what I think. But it's never a bad idea to
ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and kittens, welcome back to the podcast. Thank you. Hope everybody had a wonderful weekend. Sunday was scary, wasn't it? Everybody was freaking out. Oh my God, the end is here. And then we came around to Monday. So it's, you know what, crypto. It seems like I'm saying this a lot, but hopefully.
I'm not fond of his analysis, sir. What the hell?
I think
I do a better job.
10 long time finding action on this token right now.
A lot of these people are just commentators, huh? They're not real analysts. All right, I need Slerf to go up now. Go up, Slerf. Show me your love. Oh, damn. What's happened to Bitcoin? Oh yeah, Bitcoin. See that? Bitcoin's dropping now. See that? Slerf leads Bitcoin. Look at that. See that? Is that because of ETH? Oh, look at ETH BTC. ETH is holding up. All right, guys. Thanks for joining me, Shab and Tim. Oh, Tim, you're here. I didn't even notice. My Pepe Long just took all-time highs, as I told you a few days ago. I had no doubt that Pepe was going to go to all-time highs. No doubt whatsoever. No doubt whatsoever. But I don't know where my trading... I don't know where my charts are, because I had some stuff on it. There it is. Right? Oh, excuse me. Just make sure if it goes up to that area, take profit. Whatever that area is. The numbers are so small. It's hard to know. It's still not much money to be made on it, is it? Well, yeah, that's quite a big move up. Don't sleep on AI Tech T13. AI Tech. What's AI Tech? Don't sleep on AI Tech. Let's have a look at AI Tech. No, dude. Literally no. No. Can't buy here, unfortunately. I mean, it is potentially an SR flip. The problem is the volume, huh? The problem is the volume. Got a really crap volume profile. Maybe because it's BitGet. What other exchanges are there? HTX. Let's have a look at HTX. So they launched on HTX. I don't like the volume, huh? The volume is not good. I don't like it. It's just not enough volume. Volume for me is really, really important, yeah, because I'm just worried that you buy here, yeah. This is like a perpetual fear of mine. Buy here and then the price drops and you lose all your money, yeah, because whoever got in at the launch has all the tokens, and so you have these highly elevated prices. You buy, and you know that happens, and so even though it could be bullish because it's in price, it's already in price discovery. You see that this token's already in, basically it's in price discovery, and so it's potentially easy to make money. But I think when you want to buy these tokens, you have to buy on top of support. Yeah. So right now, looking at it, very similar pattern to Voigt. You see that candle, very similar. This is like Voigt. How much to go to the back to the top? That's 150. It's quite a lot. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe there is a buy here. There is a little bit of a buy here, actually, to be honest with you, because you have NSR. I don't like the volume, but there is a buy here because you have an SR flip here. See that? You have potentially a triple bottom here. That's a triple bottom. And you also have some sort of trend line break here. See that? We're having a little breakout now. Today's price is already up 13%. Yeah, probably because of ETH. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not a bad setup, actually, to be honest with you. I don't like the volume. I have no idea what AI tech is. Literally no idea. As long as the support holds above the value area high. It's a shame that you didn't get more volume into this profile. That's the only thing that kind of concerns me. All right, guys. I think I'm going to go. I hope Slerf goes up. I don't expect it to just go to zero. I do think we have this daily level here at this low here, and I think that at the very worst, that's going to offer support. Let me have a look here. They got some bullish catalysts today, T13. It's like render. Real. All right. Thanks for that. I'll have a look. 100%. Thank you for that. I need to do more analysis though. Like I need to make a video. Let me just have a look at these. Yeah, you got this daily level here as well. Marketplace. So. The triangle is. Let's spend some time looking at this. All right. It's just a brand new token though. That's the thing. That's always hard with brand new tokens. Let's have a look at it here. You see, it's not even brand new. That's the problem. It's not brand new. 1.9. Yeah. The problem, you see, the problem with this token is it was launched back in August, and so a lot of people are sitting on hefty profits because the low. You see that this is a whole accumulation range. All of that's accumulation. 0.016. So they're already a 10x up from the lows. That's kind of what makes me hesitate. You see the market cap is 114. I have no doubt you're right. Yeah, there's no reason why you're not wrong. Like, it's got good volume, but 10x market cap will take it to 1 billion. And already some people are in hefty profits. They're already 10x. So 7 or 8 months ago, this was an $114 million market cap. It was like a $14 million market cap. Taking to 114 million is already quite an achievement, so well done to them. They peaked sometime in March at somewhere near kind of like maybe 250 million market cap. Yeah. GPU marketplace, AR marketplace, yeah, all launching in. Oh really? Oh shit, I don't know what to say. I think maybe you're right. You're probably right. I think it's bullish, but I wish I would have known about it 6 months ago when the price was cheap down here. I hate buying at the highs. This is a good place to buy. Yeah, this is a good place to buy. Yeah, you see that back test? That's a good candle to buy. It's a bullish engulfing. It's a bullish engulfing candle. You buy those candles. You can buy those candles. Yeah. When you get bullish engulfing, the price usually it goes up. Not always, but usually it goes up. Usually you get kind of an up move. So can't tell. Oh, okay. Launch program. 100 million, 100 million. It's like a fundraising thing, isn't it? It's like a Kickstarter. It's a little bit like a Kickstarter for new projects, for new AI projects, and you get their tokens. All right, probably gonna go. I've got a few things I need to do. We'll keep an eye on some things. Let's have a look at Bitcoin. So Slerf literally was leading Bitcoin. If you guys weren't aware of it, you see that? You see how Slerf. This is what David and I have been talking about. If you want to know, if you want a heads up of what's happening, just look at Slerf. If you see weakness in Slerf, that means Bitcoin is about to correct. If you see strength on Slerf, it means Bitcoin's about to go up. Okay, so you can definitely use Slerf as a guide. And obviously, was it who was it said, I think Gary was saying Solana is the same thing, possibly Solana too. Obviously I'm just looking at Slerf, but you see how we saw weakness on Slerf, and now on Bitcoin we're starting to see weakness. Yeah, so I want, like, even though I've got this going down here, I am actually just wondering if we just swing failure the lows here and go back up. That will be the first long trade. Even though I've got it going down, I'm not necessarily thinking we're going to go down just yet. I would be interested to see if there's a little swing failure here first. A little with a liquidation, maybe a little bit of a liquidation. And let's see if that plays out. I don't know. Okay. But if you don't get a swing failure here, then we probably are heading down to the value area low, probably just there. That's kind of an area of support. I like that Slerf is a little bit resilient now. It's kind of showing a little bit of shrink. Someone's obviously shorted there, big short. And the great thing about Slerf is that it can fill, if the price suddenly turns, suddenly that someone who's shorted suddenly has to buy back in and the price will shoot up. Yeah, so I'm never phased by these big candles because I know the price can go up. The only thing that concerns me with Slerf right now is that we lost that triangle. We haven't had a back test yet, so I like to see a back test of that daily level. We haven't had that yet, or a back test of that top triangle. Haven't had that yet. Yeah, we have to see what happens. It's looking quite bearish right now, huh? We're coming into support now. All right. All right. I'm going to head out. All right, guys. All right. Thanks for joining me. Thank you, T13. Appreciate that. I'll have a look at that again. Yeah. It's on my list now. All right, Shab. Take care. Tim, if you're still here. Majid. Gary. Take care, guys. Thank you.